Yeah.
Rafe, your timing was...
I followed the leader. Your hand went up like a maestro. And
didn't go down yet.
You twitched.
You've been gone for over a week. I get it. You're out of practice.
That's true.
Good morning, everybody. It is March the 4th, 2026, and that's right, Scott, we are coming at you.
Oh, my God.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Rafe returns from his Caribbean cruise.
Yeah, not Caribbean, Gulf of America cruise.
Okay. Oh, I thought you went to the Caribbean.
No, we went to the Yucatan. We went to Mexico.
Oh,
remember?
the Yucatan.
Playa Gartel, the Yucatan Peninsula.
So you were on the north side. How was that?
The what?
Like of the peninsula? You went to the north part of it, or?
That I don't know.
Oh.
Did you get off the boat?
We went across the Gulf.
Did you get off the boat?
I did get off the boat. Yeah, I wasn't going to, and then because we were running and running and running, but then there was a film crew there. They had 2 film crews, and one of them was like, "Hey, we want you to let's go inland and mess with people," and I took a film crew inland, and man, it's going to be funny.
You know, it sounds like a great idea, going to a foreign country and, quote, messing with people.
Yeah.
They love that.
Let's just go fool with the locals.
It was fun.
Yeah, let's go fool around with the locals. Let's get them pissed off so they throw us in a Mexican jail.
Well, that depends on your definition of mess with people.
Well, what's your definition of mess with people?
Mine is have a good time and have fun.
Well, what does that mean?
In on the joke.
Okay.
I had a guy, wonderful. I mean, it was like, it was set up for tourism. We went in, I bought a leather cowboy hat from a guy who insisted on setting everything on the store and on fire for some reason.
What?
That was a way to prove the leather was real, I guess. He'd like take a lighter out and he'd be like, "This is real. This is real. Deer leather. You won't get this anywhere else." And he's like, "If it wasn't leather, it would burn." And he kept like setting the hat on fire.
Oh.
It wouldn't burn. And then he'd try this one on. And he'd hand me a different hat and I go, "Nice try, bait and switch, set this one on fire." And he lit every hat. And then I was like, I negotiated, which was fun. And as I'm negotiating, he pulls out a Casio calculator and I go, set it on fire, show me that calculator's real. And he like took his lighter out and held it on the calculator. By the end of the thing he put a flame to everything in the store for me.
Okay, that's messing with the locals.
Yeah, we were having a good time, man.
Nothing.
And I bought the hat.
Nothing mean-spirited. Nothing to get the polizia.
No, and it was a lot of the people from the boat were out. You know, it's all set up for them to go to a pool. It's like a beach bar. They drop you off. You basically go to a beach club. It's all right there.
Okay, so was it? I know, like the Caribbean cruise lines. You know, they have their own islands. You know what I mean? So they'll stop off at their own, like
Disney has
their own place. Something
like in Haiti,
Discovery Key or
Discovery Key, where it's just their thing. Was that what this was?
No, I don't think they completely owned it, but it was definitely set up for.
But it was in Mexico.
It was in Mexico.
Did you feel any tension, any way unsafe? You know, that unrest on the other side of the country.
No, it was totally fine. It was set up for cruise lines to dock. You walk down the pier and you're there, and there's like all these little shops, and a poolside, big pool outside with a DJ playing, and essentially it was the same thing that was going on the ship. Just here, hey, here's a beach, right. And then you could
see the boat.
Yeah, and they had like shuttles and excursions that you could just sign up for on the boat, and they would take you to them. You could go snorkeling, or you could go.
Sweet.
So unless you like hopped in a cab and rolled the dice and went inland, we'd heard like a story that someone on the cruise hopped on a cab and got robbed, but then we couldn't get. We never got confirmation. Yeah, we never got any verification on that.
I love watching those videos. It's it's a cruise line leaving, and you see the people, and it's people filming the dock.
Oh.
And the people who missed the boat running to grab it. But it's too late. It's too late.
Yeah, I didn't hear about anyone getting left behind.
You were warned.
Yeah, you were warned. Listen, there's 2,000 people on this boat. We ain't waiting for you.
It's the best place to get stuck at, though, is paradise, you know?
But the reasons you would be stuck would make it the worst place.
Because all your stuff is on the ship, and
all your luggage is on the ship.
The only people that we left behind was, I told you, there was a comedian that was on this cruise with us. Same exact cruise, same exact place, and he rented a scooter, and the scooter didn't have brakes. and he shattered his leg or did something, and they left him on the island.
Well, what are you going to do?
See you later.
Did they get his clothes off the boat?
That I don't think so.
Oh, man.
They just threw it over.
Because you're only there for what, a meal and maybe a meal and a half?
Yeah, it's like for a day.
It's just enough time to go out there, get a local lunch real fast, and get on a catamaran and go snorkeling a little bit.
And then get back in time for the boat to leave.
Get back.
But now you're stuck there. Well, in a hospital, that sucks.
Yeah.
You get all your crap on the boat. Then you got to figure out how to get your stuff back and get home.
Yeah, you know what I'm wondering, and I never even checked on this, but there was a guy on that same cruise, super hammered, and he decided, I'm going to jump off this balcony into this pool at night when nobody's looking.
I will.
But they drain the pool at night when it was closed if there's any sort of shaking on the boat. So he hit the bottom and shattered his legs, and they helicoptered him out. But I never thought about, where'd the helicopter go? If we were closest to Mexico, did they take him to Mexico?
I would figure they would
imagine.
take him to the closest hospital.
Right. So maybe he got stuck in
Where'd
Mexico.
they land the
too.
helicopter? Or they drop a basket?
All those ships have
Well, don't you
a helicopter pad on the front.
Underneath.
Don't you remember our Rizz winner that had the baby?
Oh, yeah.
They were like, man, it's so expensive.
Well, they were on a resort.
When they had to fly the baby from Mexico to the United States.
Oh, that's right.
They were like, we were tripping because if we got the bill for that, it was going to be like
$100,000.
I think crazy amount of money.
I think the military helped them with that.
They did, but they were like, if you have to be flown stateside from Mexico, it's a crazy amount of money. So I would imagine they would take you to whatever's closest.
Right. So, all right, so the excursions, you didn't really do anything. You didn't really get off the boat, and just at one time, just to mess with
I got off
locals.
the boat for like 4 hours and went around and talked to everybody, interviewed people about the cruise.
Because it was a 4-day cruise. So this was
But I
Trailer
will
Trash
say-
Tammy's cruise.
You were doing
What'd you call it?
content? You didn't go to the cenotes or something?
No.
What?
I mean,
What was
that's
it?
part
What
of
was the
deal,
name of the
man.
cruise?
Trailer Trash Tammy's Pontoon 2.
That's what it is. Okay. I was trying to remember the name of it.
Yeah, it was fun, man. I will say two things. When I went off on the excursion, I had told a story on a pod in a show about the dangly earring and being mistaken at Yellowstone Park for a Blackfoot Indian because of my ethnic ambiguity. And this couple stopped me and they go, "Hey, we saw your show. We've never felt more seen. We're from the Pawnee Nation in Alberta, part of we're full-blooded Blackfoot native."
Did they really think you were part Blackfoot?
No, but they were like, "We loved your story about that, and you were very funny. We love you, and we want to invite you up to our reservation."
I'll be honest with you. He's got a little color to him, and he's wearing turquoise, and he's got a dangly earring.
Yeah, I got a little bit of I got a little bit of like,
cultural
That's all you needed?
appropriation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's go past the actual skin tone and the blue eyes.
yeah.
Well,
The headdress doesn't help.
It's been a lot of mixing and mingling.
It
You
looks
know
good,
what I mean?
though.
Yeah, maybe a blue eyes.
Yeah, dude, you
got
don't
in
know.
there, got into the gene pool.
Once every 200 years, a blue-eyed native is born
Yeah, right.
Under,
see if that-
under a full moon.
under
Let
a
me see if
blood
your
moon.
headdress is flammable.
Yeah. So I light my headdress on fire, see if it's real leather. But they invited me, and I think I'm going to go, man. They were like, "Here." I go, "What does that entail?" And they're like, "You can come up."
Where's this at? In Alberta, Canada?
Yeah, and it's in Montana and Alberta. It stretches across both. And they're like, "You come on the reservation." And they're like, "We will introduce you to the elders. You'll do a sweat. You'll do a paint. We'll do a drum circle. We'll indoctrinate you into the tribe, and you'll get a Native American name, and you will be a Blackfoot." And I go, "Dude,
Oh, you
Let's
gotta.
go.
That is the coolest.
let's."
You
Rizz
gotta
show
go.
road trip?
You gotta go. Messes with poop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what I wonder.
What was your Native American
I don't know.
name be?
When I met them, their name was the woman's last name was cool. It was like Black Crow, and the guy's name was White Cow. And I go, he was telling me all these cool names, animal names. I go, "Man, what happened? They just ran out. Were you like one of the last ones to get a name or something? How'd you get White Cow?" He goes, "I don't know." He goes, "It started as White Calf," and he's like, "I've grown up, so now it's White Cow." And I was like, "All right, that's cool." They were such sweet people, man. And like,
Wouldn't you think it would be White Bull at that point?
Yeah.
Hey, how about
I
White
was like,
Bull?
"Why not
Yeah.
White Bull, man? Can you change it?" He's
I'm
like,
just a
"Stop."
heifer.
I'm going to get you a Native American name right now. What is your deepest desire? Inner and outer peace, a compassionate world, personal growth, finding true love, or understanding other people?
Wait, give me those again. Those all sound like something we should aspire to.
Inner and outer peace. So what is your deepest desire?
Wow.
Deepest
Inner
desire.
and outer
What
peace.
a bag of choices.
A compassionate world, personal growth, finding true love, or understanding other people.
I mean, I guess a compassionate world. That seems like something to. That seems like something that isn't self. I was the only one that wasn't just about me.
What would you say is your strongest quality? Intelligence, kindness, creativity, strength, or confidence?
Ooh. Kindness, I hope.
Kindness. I am always helping out, okay?
What is this, by the way? Is this something?
This is
you
your Native
generated?
American name generator.
Okay.
This is how they did it back in the old days.
What role do you? This is exactly how they did it. This is the elder opened up his laptop.
What if I went into a native sweat, and he just had a magic 8-ball?
Yeah.
And
What role do you play in your friendships? I like to make friends laugh. I always come. People always come to me for advice.
Oh.
I tend to be the peacemaker between friends. I offer support where I can. I am usually the one to help them fix things. What role do you play in your friendships?
what do you? Which would be the role of protection? I'm a protector. Is that fix things, or is that a mediator?
I offer support where I can.
Yeah, let's say that one. Although I do like to make my friends laugh.
So it's got to be one or the other.
Dang, that's hard.
What if it all comes back messes with poop anyway?
It comes back messes with poop.
There
That's
is no wrong. There's no answer that's correct.
Yeah, look at all these great
Let's do
qualities
the
I have.
support one because
You
I
are-
think in general, the Libra in me is scales of justice. So
How often do you work out? Work out? Are you serious right now? Every day. Getting out of bed is enough of a workout for me. The people at the gym know my name, or fitness is life.
people at the gym know my name
Okay.
because I scan at a
You wear
Planet
that shirt
Fitness,
that says "I'm Rafe."
and they say, "Hello, would you like me to put a water on that?" They do know
When you walk in, you sashay and you go, Rafe is here!
Rafe has
what-
arrived.
What do you dream about when you sleep? I often dream that I'm drowning, fighting, or running away from war. I dream that I'm flying. I often dream of animals or people and relationships.
Whoa! All right, give me those one more time.
I often dream that I'm drowning, fighting, or running away from war. I dream that I'm flying. I often dream of animals or people and relationships.
It's one of the first two. Sometimes I dream that I'm drowning because I am literally having acid reflux and I wake up. Or I'm choking, I'm sleep apnea. But I think my most common dream is that I'm fighting someone and I don't have any power.
Okay.
So I'm going to say fighting.
If you were an animal, what would you be? A dog or a wolf? A tiger, lion, or jaguar? A gazelle, horse, or giraffe? Owl, falcon, or eagle? Or a dolphin?
Oh,
What
man,
would you
those
be?
are all
Not would you
cool.
want to be?
Yeah.
If you were an animal,
What
what
would you
be?
be?
Say them again.
Okay.
Dog,
Is truffle,
wolf,
truffle
Dog,
pig on there?
giraffe.
Is
Tiger-
truffle pig or horny otter available?
No, tiger, lion, jaguar, gazelle, horse, giraffe, owl, falcon, eagle, or a dolphin.
Here's the thing. My high school mascot was the Falcons, but we were born in year of the horse. So I think it would be one of those two. But
Go
also,
Falcon. Go Falcon. It seems
What
very
is-
Blackfoot, as you say.
But also, I got that dog in me. You know what I mean? So who knows? What do you think?
Falcon dog.
Oh, man.
I'll let you guys answer
I
this one.
feel like you are a falcon.
Yeah, go Falcon.
Yeah,
Let's go Falcon. That was my high school mascot. There has to be some significance.
and it's something you've wanted to catch forever. So
That is true.
Do you have a bucket list?
Tried.
Do you have a bucket list? No, I'm living life one day at a time. Yes, I'm halfway through it already. Yes, but I only have a couple items on it. No, but I do not know what I want in life. Yes, but it's hard to get to.
Yes, halfway through it.
Okay. Okay.
I literally have a bucket
Here
list
we go.
on this show.
Here we go. Rafe, you are.
God, I hope it's cool. Better not be plays with Ding-A-Ling.
It's Akacheta.
Akacheta, which means 8. 8.
It's almost machete.
8 chetas.
Akacheta.
Not octochetta.
Oh.
I thought acachetta is when you sing really high. That's like a Bee Gee, right? Like one of the Bee Gees. He sings acachetta.
how do you spell it?
A-K-E.
Oh, A-K-E.
Uh-huh.
CHETA.
Okay.
Would you rather be laughs at lightning, snores like thunder, wrestles angry cactus,
Ooh.
Okay.
talks to confused buffalo? That's a good one.
Akacheta is from the Lakota Sioux tribe, and it's a unisex name meaning fighter or warrior.
Okay.
Well, that's a pretty good one.
Whoa.
All right. Akacheta. Do it, Akacheta. Where in the world is...
Blue-eyed Akacheta.
Well, I think you should go up there.
Stands when he wipes.
Can you imagine
That would be
you returning to Southern Illinois?
And that's what I told them. They loved the idea. I told them the story of every white trash kid thinks they have Native American origins, but they find out. They do the math as an adult and realize it is literally impossible to be 25% Cherokee when you know all four of your grandparents and they're the whitest people you've ever met. And they were like, this is a common thing. But if I could return the prophecy of Southern Illinois and be like, I'm
an actual
I've
Blackfoot.
completed the cycle and I found a workaround. It's full circle, dude. I can't.
Dude, you come back dripping in turquoise. Like you return to
give you
Dowell, Illinois.
Oh yeah, and anytime I wear like a Pendleton, Pendleton pattern on my jackets, and someone's like, "Hey man, that's cultural appropriation," I'm like, "Actually, not anymore."
And call me Akacheta.
You can call me Akacheta.
It's written right there in my
sweet.
tag.
That is sweet, man.
Yeah, now I got to rewrite my name in all my underwear.
That's right.
Yeah.
Akacheta.
Oh, you don't want to. Well, yeah.
I get real cocky about it. Like at TSA, I will no longer be recognized by my government name.
Oh, you don't believe me? Well, why don't you track down White Cow and ask him?
Yeah,
Because
Look at my undies.
I can't wait, dude.
I've been knighted.
So when do they want to do this?
They just said get a hold of them.
Let's
and
go.
I'm going, dude. As soon as I can get it on the books, I'm gone. I'm going to go up. They're like, you can bring a film crew. We'll film the whole thing if you want. And I was like, well, how do they get my name? I asked, and he's like, you got to meet the elders. They got to spend some time with you, and then it'll come to them.
You got to take peyote and go on a vision quest.
Dude, honestly, I'll do it.
Would you take peyote with
We've had
a
this
Blackfoot elder?
I would say we had this conversation on the boat. Excuse me. We had this conversation on the boat, and I was like, well, I have to do like peyote or ayahuasca or anything like that, and they were like, don't know. You have to find out when you get there. And I was like, I'll just let you know I'm in.
Right?
That's down
ayahuasca's
south.
down in like the
This is a northern
Central America.
Blackfoot is like northern.
Yeah,
They're way up. They're up in the Montana, Canada area. So I don't know. I think peyote's like a desert tribe thing. But
I
you
don't
never know.
If they said lick this toad,
I'm licking the
lick
toad,
the
dude.
toad.
I'll
Hang
do
out with the
whatever it
elders
takes.
for a day, and we'll see what happens.
I'll do whatever it takes.
Right. I think that's the right move.
And I want to
You
go.
passed the
I want to
test.
come from a place of like respect and love, but also like let's have some fun while I'm up there.
Yeah,
they
sure.
were cool people, man. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I thought of you guys when the brig got full on the cruise too.
The brig, I mean the jail,
Yeah,
like the cruise jail.
cruise jail was
Drunk
full,
tank style? Or was
so
it?
full that they had to put a guy on house arrest.
Oh, my, like stay in your room.
Yeah, there was a guy on house arrest. We couldn't ever get to the bottom of why, but there was like a security guard sitting outside his door.
Oh my God! Now,
That's amazing.
so the brig on the boat,
He got
meaning
mad.
the jail. How many could it hold?
I don't know. I couldn't get a definitive number, and I wanted to know.
What was it? Mostly just drunken stuff, or was it fighting, or somebody trying
I'm
to
assuming
steal
it
somebody's
was-
sandals?
I don't know. I'm assuming if you're stuck there the whole time, drunk, sometimes if someone is suicidal, they'll put them in there because they
They don't
can't
want
put
you
them in a room.
jumping off.
They don't want you jumping off the boat. There's literally nowhere they can put you where you're safe unless you have an interior cabin.
Right.
So they, excuse me.
Well, I hope it wasn't a suicidal situation. I'm hoping it was just.
I don't think it
drunken-
was that. I think 'cause
drunk
the guy
idiocy.
she went to the door.
You got to step up your comedy if you got a brig full of suicidals.
Tammy went to the door and knocked on it, and with the camera crew wanted to get the story of like, why are you on house arrest? And the guy was not cool. He was like, why am I being filmed right now? He got super mad. So we didn't get to the bottom of it. We
Sir,
tried.
do you know where you are?
Yeah.
You're surrounded by content creators.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Don't
here?
film me.
Why am I being filmed? You went on a cruise full of people who literally make a living filming their entire lives.
Well, I'm sure that when you got on that cruise, there were probably some kind of waiver you signed saying whatever happens on this cruise can be used.
You do have to sign an NDA.
Can be used for whatever content we deem okay to post.
Well, you had to sign an NDA, but you're telling me passengers, the 1,200 passengers on this boat?
They have to sign an NDA about if they go to cruise jail. I didn't know that. The people from Six Man told me that. Like, if you get thrown in cruise jail...
Six Man is they're the
people that run
that put
people
on.
that run it, and they're really great at their jobs.
So if you go to cruise jail, you got to sign an NDA?
I think
For
it's
what?
like... I think you have to sign that, like... You won't talk about it, and maybe I don't know if the charges are like because they happen in international waters. I don't know, man. If anyone's been to cruise jail, call in. I want to know what's up because they won't let you down there. I tried to go down. I go, take me to cruise jail and I'll do my act. And they're like, we can't. And I go, dude, it would be so funny. Please take me down there. And like,
if you did a
literal
set,
captive audience, I was going to go do my set.
If you did a set in front of people that were locked up in cruise jail,
yeah. I'm like, here's what you're missing. Please welcome to the stage, Acachetta.
and there was somebody down there the entire time. So if you got busted like at the beginning of the cruise,
I think once you're in, you're in.
Oh my God!
You talked about that last time on the rock cruise. A lot of times, I would imagine, and this is just I don't have any verified proof of this, but I would imagine a lot of it's drunken, like either domestic situations or or fighting. And I did see a guy, and this was very funny. I thought of you guys this too. There was a night. There was a moo-moo day on the boat.
Ooh,
we had a wig day and a moo-moo day. So one day everybody had wigs on, and one day everybody had like big moo-moos, like your nana would
house
wear.
dresses.
Yeah, Homer
House
Simpsons.
dresses. Men and women were wearing them, and it was late at night. And I went to karaoke to like hang out with some fans. And a big guy got in a fight with another big guy. But
in
they
muumuus.
were in muumuus, and it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like
How is your camera not out?
A guy, I missed it. It just happened so fast.
Rafe.
The guy's like, "You better back off, bruh. You better back up, bruh." And he was like chesting up this other guy, but he was wearing a flowing gown. And
What's up, bro? What,
Yeah.
bro? Sup,
Yes.
bro? Take a swing, bro. Right here, bro. Why you gotta disrespect, bro? I do respect you, bro. Show some respect, bro. I do respect you, bro. Stop disrespecting, bro. I respect you, bro. Okay, I respect you, too. Okay.
That was
In
pretty
muumuus.
much the interaction, but in muumuus, and I was like, it is impossible to look tough or cool wearing a house dress with little pink flamingos all over it and then get into like a shoving match.
And then have to go down a drunk, the drunk tank.
Yeah.
And is that what you get to
Down
wear
a
the rest
cruise
of the
trail.
time?
What'd
It's
you
a good
say?
look in prison. Do you get to wear the muumuu the rest of the time when you're in jail down
I would
there?
hope.
Okay.
I would hope. I know you hit the casino.
I did, yeah. I heard you said you did all right in Vegas.
I did all right in Vegas. Came home $1,200 richer, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I went down to the casino the last night. I jumped in the pool with all my clothes on, and then we went to the casino sopping wet. And so the people that work there can't gamble. And I was talking to my girl Haley, who works for Six Man, who runs everything, and she's like, "I always wanted to gamble, but I can't." And I go, "Well,
She's working.
let's go." And I go, "Here's the deal. We're going to go to the roulette table." They gave us 50 in complimentary chips because we won the Family Feud.
Mm-hmm.
Like my team won Family Feud on the deck, so everybody on the team got $50 in chips. I go, I still got this $50 in chips I've been holding on to the whole cruise. We're going to go. You're not going to gamble, but you're going to pick the color, black or red.
Just roulette.
We're going black and red, dude. Wesley Snipes. And we
So
went
no
down.
numbers, just black and red. Okay.
No numbers. As long as green zeros don't come up, we got a shot. And we went down, and, man, I think I may have created a monster. She's like, "Man, I had adrenaline. This is exhilarating." 50 hit, red. Boom, we're at 100. I leave 100 out, move it to black. Boom, we're at 200. A crowd starts to gather.
Oh, boy.
I'm starting to get like, I'm feeling like a
You're
golden
getting high.
god, dude. Golden god.
Word is traveling around the casino.
Word's
that,
traveling
something's
around.
happening at the roulette table.
People are gathering around. Some of the other security guys are off duty. They're drinking Mai
The
Tais.
man with the dangly earing is letting it ride.
Yeah, dude. Acachete is at the
Acacheta.
roulette table, and he is soldiering. He's championing colors. Left 2, I go, what do you want to do? And I was like, you got to pick. And this ball's spinning. She's under pressure. And this guy, Albert, is the guy spinning the wheel. And everybody is cheering for Albert. People are starting to bet with me. 200. We move it over. Boom, we're back on red. Hits $400. Leave it on red. $800.
Whoa.
Move it to black.
And this is all basically coming from a $50 Family Feud win, complimentary $50 chip.
Yeah, and there's a lot of time in between spins because he's paying everybody out. So there's a lot of like chatter, and there's a lot. The crowd's getting into it. I'm polling the crowd. What should I do? What are we doing? Haley's like the center of attention. she can't handle it, dude. She's getting so nervous. Like I feel like I'm going to throw up. I'm having to use my medicine powers, my newly Blackfoot medicine powers, to calm her down. 800 hits worth $1,600, dude. Now, part of me wants to pick it up at $1,600. Wow. And I'm like, we've ridden the lightning. We're at like, I don't know how many that is, 5 or 6 in a row on a roulette table. That's hard to do.
But you got the bug, man. You're like, let's go. We can't lose. Did you say we can't lose?
I said we can't lose. And I go, we can't walk. There was too many people gathered. I go, I can't walk away now. I can't let these people down.
Everybody's expecting you to hit again.
And I said, what do you want to do? And I think we were on black at that point. And I'm like, we've got to let it ride. She goes, pick him up, pick him up. I go, I'm not picking him up. If we don't pick him up, they're staying on black. You got to pick. And she, red. And I scooted it all over to red. Busted.
Oh, that was it. Nothing. Nothing.
Bankrupt.
Bum, bum, bum.
But for those 10 minutes.
If I'd have hit one more time, what would that have been?
$3,200?
If I'd have hit 3 grand, I'd have probably pulled it. I was like, if it hits one more time.
$3,200?
But it was a point. Everyone's chanting, let it ride.
Oh, man, I've never had that
Give
happen before.
it back.
Dude, you can't. I'm telling you, like something comes over you. I became Big Ray. I was a different guy. I was a man that money didn't even matter to me anymore. It was all about the rush.
I've never had that happen before. Everybody's gathered around and watching you gamble.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was because
It's a movie
you had
moment.
some recognition.
And they're cheering.
I wouldn't have that kind of recognition anywhere else. But on that boat, people kind of know you at that point because this is the last night. Everyone had seen me perform. Everybody kind of knew. So I had fans and everyone's cheering, and I was just like, I was high on my own immortality, dude.
What a rush.
Yep. It was.
And then it was over.
Honestly, it was worth it.
But then it was over. As soon as that black hit.
Oh, yeah.
And the Arnold, the dealer, just took your winnings
or
away.
Albert. I can't remember. Either way, I was.
Arnold Albert.
They booed him. Poor Albert.
Just doing his job.
I go, everyone boo Albert. He ruined a good time. And they booed Albert, and
that's it. Poof, it's over.
I gave him a tip, and we were gone. I was still wet. We went back up in the elevator, and it was just, I literally just went down there to spend the 50.
And there's maybe 5 minutes of regret.
Not on this day.
Yeah, but $1,600.
I mean, a little bit. In the elevator, she goes, oh, my God. She goes, it was hard to watch them take all that money away. And I go, yeah, that's gambling.
Well, I mean, you just got a little taste of how people get caught up in it. Next thing you know.
Crazy.
Yeah. All right. How much for this watch?
Yeah, go get the credit card.
And you're throwing credit cards down, the deed to the house, the kids' college funds. That's how quick that happens.
Yeah, give me that leather hat.
And all that 50 to 100 to 200 to 400 to 800 to 1,600 to possibly 3,200.
Yeah.
All within 10 minutes.
It was wild, dude. It was wild. And, but worth it. Loved it. Had a good time. And there were some Rizz folks on the cruise, too. Shout out to, there was probably about 15 or 20
nice.
Awesome.
Rizzuto folks. So shout out to them. Weirdo John.
Yeah, so he
Smoking Weirdo, and his wife came. And he got his name drawn to be in the Vibrator Pine Box Derby.
Lucky. Congrats, John.
Awesome.
And, dude, he almost won. And I was like, and he had his Rizzuto tank top on.
Nice.
I'm like, he's repping the set. This is my guy. This is my horse. I'm backing him. And he made it to the finals, but
alas, eliminated.
They built a custom. Tina and I hosted this thing, man, and they built a custom pine box. Am I saying that right? It's
Pinewood
Derby.
Pinewood Derby.
But it was, you had to choose. They had a box of vibrators, like all the Adam and Eve stuff, different sizes, different shapes. You had to pick your setting, and they had like built 4 lanes.
Yeah, and you race down the track.
And you just put the vibrator in, and it vibrated up to this little gate they had built.
Yeah, we used to do that at Hot Shots. We converted an old ironing board.
Okay, cool.
Into a 4-lane vibrator racing track.
That's
it was amazing.
funny.
This is another thing. Thought it was going to be all in good. People were so invested in the winning of this, man.
Oh, dude, anything competition.
I couldn't believe it.
Deal.
I was blown away.
Oh, and there
at
were probably
invested
side
people were.
side bets. I bet you the purple one wins.
There were side bets. There was controversy. It was wild, dude. But he went pretty far. He had a little blue. He had a little blue one, and he was proving the size didn't matter. It was
the blue
like
rocket.
And there was a little tiny little blue rocket, like a Mexican jumping bean, getting down that track. But in the end, he was unseated by a much larger vibrator.
Well,
but a good showing.
Good showing.
Show.
Good showing.
Congrats, John.
Rafe, I'm glad you're back.
Yeah, thanks. Good to be back.
So Moon, you're going away next, right? Your Disney trip is coming up in a couple weeks, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes,
spring
sir.
break.
Spring break, dude. Yeah, we're gonna roll the dice. Speaking of gambling, because man, when we went down there last time, it was a spring break, but it happened to be, I guess, the week after the majority of the nation's spring break, so it was pretty doable.
So
Like,
my kids,
the lines weren't crazy.
Their spring break, so they got this week, next week, and then they're on spring break.
Okay, I think that's the same for us.
So the 13th is a Friday, so I think their last day of school is the 13th, and then spring break the next week.
Oh, okay. So ours is the week after that.
Well, listen, if you're planning on flying anywhere in March or April, you might want to double check your out-of-office reply and leave for the airport a little earlier than usual. Airlines are bracing for what's looking like a record-breaking spring break surge.
Really?
And the numbers are honestly pretty wild. So here's the lowdown on why the skies are going to be a little extra crowded this year. So U.S. airlines are expecting to carry 171 million people over the next 2 months. That is a 4% jump from last year, which was already busy. So to put that in perspective, we're looking at roughly 2.8 million travelers every single day for the next 2 months. And to keep up, the airlines are running about 26,000 flights daily. Even with all those extra seats, expect the planes to be packed to the gills. Rafe, where did you fly?
Southwest.
And was it okay with the assigned seating?
It is, but man, it's lost its shine, brother. I want to tell you, Southwest, you effed up. You done effed up, man. Because it doesn't speed up. Here's 2 things it didn't do. It doesn't speed up boarding. Because now everyone's fumbling around looking for their seat, just like every other flight. And also, they didn't perfect the deplaning became a nightmare because now when people don't pay for their seats, it'll be families getting split up. So there'll be like kids and a dad in the back in 29D and mom's up front in 8C. And when they deplane, all these people from the back are trying to rush up to the front to like get with their family to get to the gate. And they're like holding. It's just not a good operation right now.
Well, Southwest, they said they're going to tweak how the boarding works, and its overhead bin space is a problem now. And
well,
I don't know why they messed with a good thing, man. They finally were number 1.
It made Southwest what it was, which was, I think, the mistake. But
yeah,
I agree.
They did take away their one differentiator, but I don't know. When I did it, they seemed to have it fine, and
it wasn't like crazy debilitating.
But now
I
it's just like every other airline.
It's like every other airline, and the deplaning thing, they definitely need to work the kinks out because it is weird. Like Tina and I got split up on every flight. We don't care. We'll just get off the plane. But there are some people that don't like to fly alone. You know what I mean? Like there's some people that are like nervous flyers. You're going to split them up.
Well, then book at the same time.
I feel like this improves
it doesn't matter.
That, though.
Yeah,
it literally does it. Like Tina and I booked together, but when you check in, they assign your seat if you don't want to pay extra. So like if you don't pay extra, we both got aisle seats and didn't pay for them, but they weren't. They were like 20 rows apart.
Well, if you both want aisle seats.
That's not the point. My point is like if you can book at the same time, but that doesn't mean your seats will be next to each other unless you pay for it.
Well, so why the sudden rush? Industry experts say Americans are officially prioritizing experience over buying things. So instead of upgrading their tech or buying, new furniture, people are choosing to spend their cash on memories.
This is
specifically travel.
I think this is great news.
This is huge.
Even with higher airfares and hotel prices, the travel bug isn't showing any signs of slowing down. There is a bit of drama hanging over the travel season. The partial government shutdown. While TSA agents and air traffic controllers are still working, there's been some back and forth about trusted traveler programs. TSA PreCheck. I know when I went away last week, it was still up and going. It was fine. That should be still running normally. Global Entry. Now, there's been some confusion and staffing issues here. So if you're flying back from abroad, be prepared to potentially have some longer lines at customs. And usually Mexico is the go-to for spring break, but safety concerns in places like Puerto Vallarta have some travelers pivoting. Many people are swapping their Mexico resorts for spots in the Caribbean to play it safe, so don't be surprised if those flights are particularly hard to book. So just make sure you arrive early. Use the apps, the airline apps, to make sure that you keep track of everything, and be flexible. With airports at max capacity, even a small weather delay can cause a massive ripple effect.
Yeah. The apps are key, man. The apps are key. I don't mind the Southwest thing just because now I'm getting a window.
Yeah, I was never a fan of the cattle call.
Before I had to pay for the, if I wanted a guaranteed window, you had to pay for that A boarding group. And, I think this kind of takes the pressure off of that. Plus, you had to, wait for 24 hours. So I'm like, oh, God, it's 6 a.m. I got to
set
check
the
in
alarm.
for tomorrow.
You set the alarm.
I know, but it's so annoying.
I don't know. I felt it was all part of it. Now, you've heard of hacks for cheap air travel. Maybe things like, booking on a Tuesday 6 weeks in advance and flying on Saturdays. The idea seemed to be avoiding more popular times for booking and traveling. But that might not be the case anymore. According to a list of, quote, key air hacks on Expedia.com, Fridays are now the best day to book and the best day to fly internationally. So Friday's about 8% cheaper than Sunday, which is the most expensive day. Tuesday is the cheapest day to fly domestically, which also makes sense under the previous thinking. Low volume day. In fact, Expedia says Tuesday is the least busy day to fly. It's also up to 14% cheaper than Sundays. The cheapest month to fly is August, with fares 29% cheaper than December. Overall, February is the least busy month to fly. July is the busiest. The slowest individual dates are February 25th, March 4th, and November 18th. While peak dates are May 22nd, July 3rd, and August 29th. So there you go. Now you know everything. Good luck out there. And good luck on your Disney break.
Thanks, dude. I'm really excited. I'm really excited.
That'll be a thing.
That will be a thing.
That will be a thing.
A thing that I'm looking forward to.
A thing. You'll have memories.
Yeah.
For a lifetime of.
That was one other thing that happened on the cruises. I interviewed some people that, speaking of lifetime memories, they're like, this is our first cruise ever. And I was like, awesome. And you gotta understand the Tammy cruise rules are different. There's people just walking around with their breasts out.
Like it ain't no thing.
Like it ain't no thing. You're gonna see. You're so immune to boobs.
I know the trailer trash Tammy world. It's it's body positivity.
Yeah,
it's
100%.
Fly your freak flag.
Yeah, be as weird as you want.
As weird as you want.
But it's like the weird thing about it, and we talked about this on the cruise, is there is a lot of like I literally was interviewing someone, and a guy ran up and pulled down his pants and spread his butt cheeks, and showed me his
sheriff,
Dark Star, his sheriff's badge.
Rusty sheriff's badge.
Yeah, and it's hilarious. For some, it is aggressive. It's not aggressive nudity. It is accepting nudity. It's hard to explain.
So it's almost like a nudist colony in a way.
In a little bit. If we don't go full, it's not super sexual. It's just more like, hey man, it's funny. It's like mooning. People were mooning all over the boat. They were bringing mooning back. It was like nudity for a laugh or nudity for fun, which I'm a big proponent of. But I interviewed these people, and they were like, this is our first cruise. And we're so excited we booked another one in 2 weeks, Carnival. And I go, hey, just so you know, you can't do any of this
on a Carnival
You'll
cruise.
be dropped off at the first port.
Right.
So hopefully
This is not like every other cruise.
No, and it would be weird.
Carnival cruise is family cruising.
Yeah, I'm just saying, for that to be your first time on a ship, you're learning a whole different set of rules.
You know what it's like?
Cruising.
It's like the first time you fly is on a private plane.
Yeah.
Every trip is not going to be like this.
Yeah. Yes.
Every trip ain't going to be like this. This is a special situation. Do you see anybody on the ship with the Meta glasses, the smart glasses?
Libby had them.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, I think we got yeah, she had them. She's been rocking them.
Does she use them a lot?
She's got the Ray-Ban ones that look cool. Yeah. She's like, she was like vlogging with them.
I got the, I got the Ray-Bans, the Meta Ray-Bans. And I wear them because they're cool looking sunglasses, but I forget they have the capability of taking a picture or taking video.
Yeah, when did you
I didn't know you got
had
those.
It was a gift. I got them in December.
Well,
A
how
gift?
much is that?
Yeah, somebody gifted them.
What?
Now,
That's a
correct
good
me,
friend.
When it's filming, there's a little red light on it, like it shows.
There's a white light.
Oh yeah, that's
like on the outside. But now you could get a thing to cover it. There's accessories.
tape,
No, you could buy
like a little dot,
like a little dot
like covers it.
that will cover.
Wow. Have you used it? Does it go straight to your phone? How does it work?
It goes to your phone. Like there's an app on your phone, so it'll
Okay.
be.
Fascinating.
So let me see if I could pull up.
You got these. Got these as a gift. You didn't even pay for. You got these as a gift.
I did.
And you haven't used them or talked about them. It's March.
I've talked about them. So here's me walking the dog.
Wow.
Let me see that.
Wow. Perhaps you could have put the bill of your hat up a little bit.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But you forget where the camera is. So I got.
Right. It looks like it has a hood.
It's making it seem like where you're looking, but actually the camera's off to the side a little bit, so it's getting a little bit of the brim of my hat.
That's neat.
But so here's just a regular picture. Again, I got my hat on, so I don't really.
I mean, it looks great. I have to admit, like they're kind of awesome. Yeah. And you know what's funny? I have a few friends that have them. And they're Ray-Bans. They look good.
Yeah, and I forget.
They do look good.
I forget it has the capability of taking a picture, or if I want to start video, I'll say, hey Meta, start video.
Yeah, and does it show things?
No, there's no inlay.
I thought it did. That's
it's not like Jarvis from Iron Man.
Okay.
But I'll say, hey Meta, start walking AI. And I could look at something, I'll go, hey Meta, what is that? And let's say I'm on vacation.
But you don't have the ones that project something onto your lens.
No.
Because that is an option, right?
I guess so. I don't. Maybe that's a way more expensive option.
Yeah,
I don't know about that one.
That's a better gift.
This was free.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Or
sweet.
I could say, hey, start Spotify, and it'll start playing, my Spotify.
Yeah. And from what I hear, the sound is actually pretty great.
It's okay, but people could hear it. Like if you're close enough, you could hear what's going on.
We're there though. Huh?
We're there.
Here's where we are.
But
not only do we have the capability, we're there and he doesn't use it. He's so bored by it.
I'm not bored at all. I'm not bored at all.
Oh, I'm doing it when I'm walking the dog.
I'm not bored at all.
I'll tell the guys about it in 3 months.
My whole thing is, I told you guys about this when I got them, by the way.
Do you have any recollection of this?
The Ray-Bans?
Yeah, of him telling us about
we talked about it.
Oh.
I think we talked about it on the air briefly.
We did, briefly.
I will admit my memory is
It's fine.
He could have been
Soft.
gone, possibly.
You could have been gone.
all right.
But again, I'm not the first thought guy of taking a picture of something. Like some people are instinctually will pull out their phone and start filming or whatever. I don't think that way.
Right.
But are you worried? Now again, I said that you could buy a thing to put over the dot that shows you're recording.
Yeah.
So man, Creepster, they are Creepster glasses if you want them to be.
For sure they are. And that's, I mean, don't you just assume now that everyone's filming you and...
Yeah, but it's one thing if you see somebody holding their phone or you're in front of a Ring doorbell. It's another thing if somebody got a pair of Ray-Bans on and you don't realize they're filming you.
Yeah.
So if you're worried about that, you're probably going to want to know about this. There's a new app that alerts you if someone nearby is wearing smart glasses. And by the way, if you didn't know, remember Google Glass tried this? So Google Glass tried this a couple years ago, maybe a decade ago. But these smart glasses are making a major comeback. Like the Meta glasses are a hit. And many smart glasses feature video recording cameras, but they often look indistinguishable from regular eyewear. So the app supposedly clues you in. The app is called Nearby Glasses, and it's constantly scanning for nearby signals that emit from Bluetooth-enabled tech, such as wearable devices made by Meta and another company called Snap. There's no iPhone app yet. It's just for Android. The concept is good because smart glasses are surely going to be increasingly controversial as they become more common. And the app's developer calls smart glasses, quote, an intolerable intrusion, consent-neglecting, horrible tech. So, and for what it's worth, nearby glasses may not be ready for prime time yet. The reviews for in the Google Play Store are pretty mediocre for now. And even the guy behind the app admits it's prone to false negatives, but...
It's enemy of the state, man. Just assume you're being filmed.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? So let's say I just showed you a video I took of me walking my dogs. Where does that video go? I mean, it's on my Meta app, which I could then copy and paste and put into my photo roll. But if you've considered picking up those new Meta Ray-Bans, a new report might make you want to keep the lens cap on because while they've been a huge hit, selling millions of pairs, there's a pretty disturbing reality happening behind the scenes that most people aren't aware of. So we often think of AI as just a bunch of codes, in a server. But it turns out there's a massive team of human contractors, many based in Nairobi, Kenya, who are tasked with reviewing the footage that these glasses record. Their job is to label the data to help the AI understand the world better.
That is awesome.
But what they're actually seeing is private.
Mm-hmm.
So according to an investigation, these workers in Kenya are being forced to watch some of those intimate moments of people's lives that they think they're recording on these glasses and nobody's seeing, but these Kenyans are seeing them. People getting undressed, using the bathroom, private sex scenes, intimate moments in the bedroom, sensitive info like bank cards, computer screens, even people watching porn. One contractor mentioned that users often don't even realize they're recording, like a man who left his glasses on a bedside table while his wife changed clothes nearby.
Whoopsie.
Now, if you're wondering, is it legal? It's all in the fine print.
Yep.
Meta's terms essentially say they have the right to review your interactions, both automated and human.
We have the right to be pervy.
To improve the service. The catch, you can't really use the AI features of the glasses without agreeing to share this data with the services. So the bottom line is it's a classic, tech dilemma. We get the cool futuristic features, but at the cost of total privacy. And for the workers in Kenya, it's a grueling job. Many reported feeling forced to watch invasive content or risk losing their livelihood. But does knowing that a stranger might be checking in on your private life change how you feel about wearable tech?
You gotta assume. Just assume.
I mean, we all assume our agents are watching us at all times?
Or is that just the price of progress?
No, it's just trying to get you. Yeah, I mean, it's AI, but also getting more comfortable with Big Brother, where you're like, well, it's all right. Everyone's watching this.
This is humans. This is humans. All these companies have been doing it since well before we've been talking about AI. This has nothing to do with AI. This is just Meta, man. Well, we've been talking about Meta and their failings and everything that they're not even trying to hide anymore for 16 years.
The glasses are pretty cool as far as I could turn a translator on.
That part is cool.
That is sweet.
That part is dope.
And it's like the thing from Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yeah. Oh, the earworm thing.
Yeah, the earworm thing.
The babblefish.
The babblefish. Or I could look at a piece of paper and go, all right, solve this math equation.
Yeah, this is the trade-off. We get all this convenience and you trade your privacy. They've been talking about that since the 60s. It's the same thing. And how are we surprised? This is crazy.
Well,
how are you gonna have cameras? Hey, babe, you want to get down? Yeah. Let me not take my Meta glasses off. There's a camera staring at you. Like, of course, there's a chance that this is going.
We already know that.
Watch this later.
Our phones never. You could turn your phone off and it still records and it can still do.
Yeah, the whole thing.
It never stops.
You want to have a private conversation? Leave the phone in the creek.
I'm just saying. A lot of people don't know that those videos they're recording could be, you walking your dogs, or you watching your wife undress.
It is mind blowing to me that people don't feel that way. I guess You know, just
don't think about it.
Just assume.
I don't think when I was recording the picture of the video of me walking my dogs, I did not think for a second. I just thought, boop, turn the camera on. Let me just try this thing out. How does it look? I didn't think for a second that somebody in Kenya would be watching this video.
I just can't believe you can't opt, because with Apple you can opt out of them researching everything, blah blah blah.
No, it's Meta saying that they're to make the AI better. They need your data.
We don't care about AI.
Sure. Companies will always justify making money, and duh, like I mean that's what you want from them because you have stock in them. Like they're beholden to stockholders.
Well, it's just listen, it's money. It's another tool for creepsters.
Well, and that is why it's so crazy to me is that what is it, 60% or something of people, Americans shall we say, have cameras inside their house. Whether it's to watch for their
the pets.
Yeah, the pets.
Babysitters. or nanny cam.
Or it's just security or whatever. Or even if it's not a security cam, it's literally like the little camera that's on their dog bowl so they can talk to the dog and or like Wi-Fi release a treat or whatever.
Peanut, it's mommy.
Yeah, how can you assume that with all these different ways to have cameras inside or outside of our homes?
Listen, I know my Roomba's mapping my house.
Right. I mean, it's going to be watched by somebody. I mean, ADT's got an office somewhere, and somebody in Seattle is checking a cam or has access to a cam that's right into your living room.
Yeah.
Well, the whole Meta glasses and the recording thing and people being recorded unknowingly is strange. That is a strange thing to think about, especially since you could cover the light.
Demolition Man.
And you want to talk about a creepster. This is a local story, and this is, you want to talk about swamp justice.
Yeah.
You want to talk about swamp justice being doled out to this guy.
Uh-oh.
This is a tough one to talk about, but it's important for the community to be aware of what's happening. So St. Louis County prosecutors have officially filed charges against this 33-year-old guy, Esmond Pasick, following a series of quite disturbing events this past Sunday. So here's what we know so far. Police say Esmond was at the Walmart Supercenter on South Kirkwood Road on Sunday afternoon. I'm trying to picture where that is. The Walmart on South Kirkwood Road. What is that?
South Kirkwood. That's just above Limburg. Limburg and Watson. Watson.
What's right there?
Watson and Limburg. What's right there? Well, the old Howard Johnson. There used to be a Tim Hortons up in the front.
Oh, the old Hojo?
There's a low.
Is there one there, 44? 44?
Yeah. It's just above 44. Okay. There used to be a Venture across the street.
The hotel's right there.
Who knows what that is?
There's a hotel right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Howard Johnson.
I think that's a Hampton Inn now or something.
That's my hood. It was a Hojo back in the day.
According to prosecutors, security footage caught him approaching 4 different children while exposing himself and acting inappropriately.
Yeah.
He's currently facing 2 felony charges related to child sex crimes. And during a press conference, officials noted that he allegedly asked at least one kid to touch him. So authorities are very concerned that there could be more victims. While the charges stem from the Walmart incidences, police tracked his movements and found that he headed straight for a nearby Target immediately afterwards. So here's how you could help. So prosecutors have only been able to identify one of the 4 kids seen in the Walmart footage. So if you were at the South Kirkwood Road Walmart or a nearby Target this past Sunday and saw anything suspicious, or if you think your kid might have been approached, police are urging you to come forward and contact them right away. So the timeline. And prosecutors say he didn't just pass through. He prowled the toy aisles at that Walmart for a couple hours. They're saying from noon to 4.
Holy smokes.
From noon to 4. This man was prowling the toy aisle at the Walmart. And the investigation was triggered when a 7-year-old girl immediately told her parents what happened. She reported that this guy approached her, touched himself over his clothing, then rubbed his junk against her shoulder before asking her to touch him. My God. My God. And surveillance footage confirmed the girl's story and showed him acting in the same way with 3 other kids in the toy aisle. And police still do not know who these other 3 kids are and are desperate to identify them. So after leaving the Walmart at 4 o'clock, he went directly to the Kirkwood Target, and police are still conducting an investigation over there and asking anybody who was there Sunday afternoon to speak with their kids. And officials are emphasizing that kids often hesitate to report these incidents due to confusion or they're scared to get in trouble.
Yeah.
God, I wish a dad was there.
Yeah.
Oh, my
well, I'm glad
God.
that little girl she understood the deal, man.
I wish a dad was there, and I would take everything off the Walmart shelf and beat the man to death with it. If that was my kid.
Yeah, that's
preying on the most vulnerable amongst us.
You said 4 hours.
4 hours.
And the fact no one saw this.
4 hours. The fact that he rubbed his junk against the shoulder of a 7-year-old girl who probably said to her parents, "Hey, I'm going to run off to the toy aisle."
Right.
As a dad, I mean, can you imagine just...
You'd see red pretty quick.
Pretty quick. Mm-hmm. Excuse me while I go to the sporting goods section.
Oh, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, temporary insanity. You take a Walmart bag and you put it over this guy's head, and you just hold on.
No, you go right to the sporting goods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there's plenty of stuff you can use.
There's darts, there's baseballs.
Baseball bats.
Yep. And
archery equipment.
Yes, the archery would be very handy. Bicycles, you could roll the tires over his face.
There would be plenty of things to use. They got it on the TV right now. It's the guy. Esmond Pasick,
You
33
get one of those,
years old.
the e-bikes, and get the tire and just keep spinning on his face for a while.
There's many things.
Yeah.
You could do so many things.
So they have the guy.
They have the guy.
They're looking for victims.
They're
like
looking.
Anybody else that...
They know there was at least 4 kids at the Walmart. What they saw on surveillance. They have been in contact with only one of them. That's the
And they can't see them leave with their parents or anything at the front surveillance.
And they got to come forward. So again, it's the Walmart on Sunday between noon and 4, and then the Target in Kirkwood right after. If you know anything, talk to your kids if you were there, and then please contact them. Man, this is one of those stories locally here that puts things in perspective. Yesterday afternoon in Imperial, a family home on Whitehaven Court completely leveled by a massive explosion. And it was one of those gas line leaks.
No.
Oh, no.
And it sounds like a total wrong place, wrong time situation. According to the Rock Community Fire Protection District, a contractor who was reportedly in the neighborhood installing fiber optics, the fiber internet, accidentally hit a gas line around noon.
Uh-oh.
No way.
And we just had that done. Remember they marked on the lines in my neighborhood?
Yeah.
While I was away in Vegas. It was a one-day project. My family said there were hundreds of people on the block.
Whoa.
Hundreds.
They heard you complaining about it, so they're like, we'll get everyone we have over there.
Dude, hundreds.
It looked like a movie set?
That happened.
They said there was like men in like 10-foot deep holes. And then it was as if nothing happened.
I love your neighborhood because in Overland, whenever you see this, it'll be 5 weeks of them sitting on the same street.
One day.
Wow.
Quick.
One day.
Quick, put it back before Rizz gets here.
And you know,
Dad's coming home.
My neighbor Jason was like, dude, you got to see what's going on in the neighborhood. I'm like, I'm on my way home from Vegas right now. By the time I got home, everything was put back. Everything.
It is a movie set. You're right.
That's crazy.
That happened while we had an Airbnb the night before we left for the cruise, and a house full of content creators, and they were working on something, and they cut the fiber optic internet line, and the internet went out for the whole neighborhood, and people were losing their minds. Because I mean, that's our lifeblood now. That's everything.
Well, and you have no choice.
TV, that's everything.
And you have no choice. They what AT&T did was, it was the AT&T fiber optics they put in my neighborhood. They hung a door hanger. They went to every house to put a door hanger on, saying we're coming in the next couple weeks. And you don't know exactly when.
But we're going to dig a bunch of holes.
They start marking the lines, and then a couple days later, boom, the entire neighborhood is torn up.
Well, this was the opposite. This was somebody was like putting in a pool, and they cut the internet line. So the internet went, like they cut the fiber optic line that AT&T just laid.
Oh, they didn't call dig?
Oh, oops.
Whoops. So whatever contractor hit the gas line. Fire crews arrived after the gas leak was reported. That was around noon. Because the damaged line allowed gas to seep directly into the house, the family that was right there was urged to get out immediately. At 1:20, just over an hour after the initial call, the house exploded.
Thank God they got him out of there.
Five of the 6 people who lived there were home at the time. But thanks to the quick warning, they managed to get out just minutes before.
Oh, no.
The house was leveled. Unfortunately, 2 cats did not make it. 2 cats in the house did not make it. And the explosion was so powerful, it damaged 2 neighboring houses and sent debris flying across the entire block. So fire crews spent the rest of the day, chasing hot spots, making sure the area was safe. While we know a utility line was hit, officials are still looking into exactly which contractor was responsible for the dig. Listen, it's a reminder, call before you dig, man. Those signs are important. Those signs are important.
So frustrating.
Yeah, it sucks. But hey, at least the neighborhood's got higher speed internet, right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Worth it? Worth it? No.
Am I right? I do have to say on our block it was.
Did you already get upgraded or?
No, I didn't.
I didn't know if you flipped over to it. Or...
No.
Nope.
No.
It's happening.
It was amazing. They put everything back together. Even the lawn. Everything looks fine.
That's awesome.
All right, listen. We got to take a break, but first. All right, Team Rizz Member Today is brought to us by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill. Celebrate St. Louis in style with awesome 314-day specials available on March 14th at Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill. Get the details at hotshotsnet.com. From Wentzville, Tanner Salah is our Team Rizz member of the day. Tanner is a podcast weirdo who has never missed an episode since its inception. Tanner says, love the first hour when you guys are just chomping it up. Love Matchup with Moon and Hale Hubbard. Tanner works at Alpha Foundry in Wright City. He's been married for 11 years, has 3 young boys, and he loves football and horror movies. Tanner Salah from Wentzville is our Team Rizz Member of the Day. Get super sweet Team Rizz Member of the Day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up 1057thepoint.com/Team Rizz. All right, we'll take our first break of the morning. We'll come back with crap on celebrities. All right, Moon, what do you got for us?
Well, Twisted Sister is going to tour. A giant festival is coming back like we expected. What celebrities could perform an autopsy? And the cast of The Real Squid Game has been revealed.
What do you mean, The Real Squid Game?
That's what they're saying.
Oh, okay.
It's a Squid Game reality show. I don't think they're falling off of glass bridges or anything.
Well,
but... yeah, they did it.
We got that. We got your crappy birthdays. We got the porno birthday. And has anybody seen DTF St. Louis yet? Have you watched?
I watched it last night.
I don't really have any interest. I was gonna try, and I don't think. I'm curious to see what people say.
I know it's getting mixed reviews.
I watched it last night. I mean, it's only 1 episode. It's kind of hard to have reviews yet. I will say that it was weird to hear all the St. Louis references.
Are they accurate?
No.
Not particularly. Some of them, a little. They try to be. There's a lot of shorthand.
We'll chop it up next because KMOV did kind of a deep dive. Why wasn't DTF St. Louis filmed in St. Louis?
People are definitely upset about that.
Well, we'll chop it up next. Stay there. All right, welcome back to the program. Phone number 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. The Schreier Air Text line, 314-649-DUMB. The Bud Light Studio Cams, 1057thepoint.com/Rizz. The socials at RIZZ Show. Your emails, RizzShow at 1057thepoint.com. We'll talk to Chris Kerber a little bit. I do want to try a new game out today. So listen up. We're going to try a game called Two Truths and a Lie. But it's going to be you guys calling in with your truths and your lies. So think about this, and in a little bit we'll ask for you to call in. I want you to write 3 statements down. Keep each statement to one sentence. Write 2 truths about yourself and 1 lie about yourself. You call in, you give your 3 statements. It's our job to figure out which one of the statements is a lie. If you could fool the majority of us, you win a prize.
Now, we'll all get to talk about it, right? Talk amongst ourselves.
We will talk amongst ourselves.
Okay.
We will talk amongst ourselves. Only King Scott will know what the lie is because they'll have to tell him so they don't cheat.
Yep.
So if you could fool myself, Rafe, and Moon, the majority of us, you get your choice of prizes. So you 1 statement, 1 truth. No, I'm sorry, 1 line, 2 truths. We got to figure it out.
It's going to be interesting.
Okay, it's going to be interesting because I'm leaving it up to you guys to make this all right.
I spent a week in the brig.
Don't blow it.
Well, and don't make your lie so unbelievable like I built the arch.
Well, some of them are still alive.
You never know.
Okay.
They could have built it at the Science Center.
Hey, there you go.
That's a technical truth.
Oh, come on. Let's make these entertaining.
Please do.
Okay, so you know I figured out, you know who talked about The Substance, the movie? Not you, it was Rafe.
Okay.
Remember I thought it was you that had told me to watch The Substance?
Yeah, because I had started it and said, nah.
It was Rafe that watched it.
Yeah.
I watched it.
When it first came out, yeah.
Yeah, I watched it on my way home from Vegas.
What'd you think?
First off, I've said this a couple days now, and Scott saw it. That is not a plane movie.
No.
That is not an airplane movie.
That's not a kid looking over your shoulder movie you want to get caught.
No. That is, I'm now scrunched up against the window, hiding my phone, because people would think I'm watching pornography.
Yeah, you're on the Southwest list now.
I flew Frontier.
You were watching on your phone?
I was, yes.
Oh, wow. This whole time I thought you had an
iPad?
Computer or an iPad.
No, I used to bring my iPad with me. My phone's fine.
Interesting.
All right.
But for everybody who's seen it, and Scott saw it, what a whacked out movie that was. Did you like it, Rafe?
I did. Thought it was cool. It was different. It was something new. I thought it was a cool take on beauty standards.
Yeah, beauty standards and
the
body
lengths
shaming.
People will go to. Yeah,
right.
It was cool.
I just said it was a spoof of horror films, and they were going the trauma route. So I'm like, just go see Toxic Avenger, and it'll be way more fun. Because there's like over grotesqueness and ridiculous and
at the end,
absurd.
The monster at the end.
Yeah, but even, I mean, it's pretty gross throughout the entire.
The whole
film.
movie's gross.
There's a lot of weird stuff.
Yes.
Why is Toxic Avenger better?
Because at least, I don't know, it's just, the script is incredible for Toxic Avenger, but it's just such a silly premise.
Let's look up the Rotten Tomatoes on those 2 movies.
Yes, let's do it.
Well, Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 89%.
Yeah. And Toxic Avenger was probably on a $100,000 budget.
Well, listen, it was an interesting
about the
movie.
OG one?
Yeah.
Interesting movie. I liked it. I was entertained, and I was disturbed, and I want everybody else to be disturbed along with me. So DTF St. Louis is a new show on HBO Max. So DTF St. Louis, Jason Bateman. It is David Harbour from Stranger Things. It's got a pretty good cast, and I have not seen it yet. It's getting a lot of push on HBO. They're trying to push it on me. Moon, did you watch a little bit of it?
No, I wanted to because it's the only thing that, I mean, if you're watching Night of the Seven Kingdoms, The Wire, anything on HBO, it is pushing DTF St. Louis.
That's what I'm saying.
And yesterday I was like, you know what, maybe I'll give it a shot just because I'm sure we're going to talk about it on the show. And my wife goes, I have zero interest in seeing this show because we've seen the ads so much for it, and it just doesn't look great.
I haven't seen it yet. I'll probably watch the first episode. So it's 1 episode a week, right? And so far, what I've seen is mixed.
Mixed reviews?
Mixed reviews. Because listen, the first episode is supposed to hook you, to make you want to watch the second episode.
I watched it last night. I thought it was good. I'm in. I'm going to watch the second one. I think there's a lot of you're seeing mixed reviews. We're probably seeing more mixed reviews than most folks because we're from St. Louis, and I think a lot of people are upset that it wasn't filmed here, which I totally understand.
Why wasn't it filmed here?
I will
Despite
say,
the name and the quote-unquote St. Louis setting, it was actually shot in Atlanta or Metro Atlanta.
Were we out of tax credits or something?
Man, Atlanta has been doing this work
Well, they got studios galore out there.
for 2 decades.
KMOV did a pretty good deep dive on this as to why it was not filmed here in St. Louis. And the director or the creator of the show says they tried.
But they landed in Lambert and said, yeah, we're out of here.
They said there wasn't enough infrastructure. There wasn't enough
Yeah.
studio infrastructure here.
Okay. We're about to have some good studio.
Well, listen, it usually comes down to the bottom line. Even though Missouri recently passed the Show Mo Act, to bring filming to the state, we're still playing catch up with Georgia's massive infrastructure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
they've been working on it since before Walking Dead. Remember,
Yeah,
they got
'cause-
Walking Dead and a couple others?
So first off, Georgia has an uncapped tax incentive, meaning they hand out over $1 billion a year to film productions. Missouri's program is good, but it's capped at $16 million.
Yeah, not as good.
So for a massive HBO budget, the math just favors Georgia and Atlanta.
It was like
Yeah.
back in the day when they did Up in the Air. I think we had, was it 8 million or something? And one film took up the entire credit.
Yeah.
So that's all you can get.
Well, the film that I was in last year, the one that I filmed with Justin Long, they had a hard time getting like we had a delay on the film here because getting the TIF, the tax incremental financing or whatever from the state of Missouri, had a bunch of holdups. So it's partially.
Well, the Shomo Act has passed, so
That's great.
That's good. $16 million is what it's capped at, but Georgia has $1 billion
Yeah.
to hand out. Also, they're saying the Jason Bateman connection is pretty heavy-handed here. So Jason Bateman has basically moved his office to Georgia. Between Ozark, which was filmed in Georgia, another Missouri-based thing, and The Outsider, which he's in that show, he has his favorite crews, sound stages, and, quote, lucky locations already set up in Georgia.
Yeah.
So since he's the star, he pretty much gets the choice of where he wants to film.
Makes sense.
The star and the producer, right?
Is he the producer too? I'm sure he's got a producer credit.
I think he does.
But he's got all his stuff in Atlanta. Now, since we actually live here, in St. Louis, the show feels a little like a fever dream, according to some people. So there are some giveaways as to showing it's not filmed here in St. Louis. Like in the show, the TV station where Jason Bateman works has the call letter starting with a W. As any local knows, we're west of the Mississippi. Our stations start with a K. KPNT, KTVI, KMOV, KSDK. That building they're filming in, that's actually Georgia Public Broadcasting in Midtown Atlanta. St. Louis is famous for its iconic, red brick architecture. In the show, the suburbs looks a lot more like the vinyl-sided developments in Georgia.
Yeah.
But I mean, our suburbs have the vinyl.
Yeah.
It's the same.
That's not. I'm gonna mark that as unfair critique.
Yeah, because it's not down. They're not in the city.
And McBride and Son's hand is strong in the
all right.
suburbs.
Give them plastic, they'll build something.
That local park is in Forest Park. It's Piedmont Park in Atlanta. And at one point, they talk about Farmington like it's right next door to St. Charles. We know it's a solid hour-plus drive on a good day.
Yeah.
Is the actual suburb real?
Dude, I feel like
They're in a suburb called Twyla. Is that a real suburb?
not that I have heard.
So it's a fictional suburb.
I feel like that Leonardo DiCaprio, where he snaps and points at the TV and goes, you know what I'm talking about from the last Tarantino film. I feel like all St. Louisans, when they said something about Farmington being close, they all went, no.
Nope.
That's why I will say it takes.
It's so silly.
We're so silly, dude.
Watching it does take you out of it. It's kind of weird. Just not even them being wrong, just the references. There's a point where, who's the old guy that was the dad in Step Brothers? Great actor.
Yes.
Love
Oh,
that guy.
yeah.
Yes.
He's like the lead detective.
Yeah.
And he comes in and I had the captions on, and he says the word St. Louis 4 times in one sentence. At some point, he's like, this is St. Louis County. I'm a St. Louis County detective appointed by the city of St. Louis to come out here to Twyla because you don't have detectives. So this is a St. Louis matter. And I was like, man, they are hitting you over the head with St. Louis.
Yeah,
like
no
he
kidding.
says it like They say it out loud. They say the word St. Louis out loud in the first episode. I'm guessing 50 times minimum.
Is this how we sound, though, whenever we're talking to, if we meet Bateman, we're like, we're from St. Louis, I'm a St. Louis guy.
What I'm wondering is, is it like seeing a car that you own on the road? Like, because I'm from, is it like that in do they say New York all the time in New York shows? No. Or is it a thing where they're trying to really establish where they are? And also,
so especially it being the first episode,
they're dorks. That's the thing I think everybody's mad about. Like, they make everyone on the show, they're all kind of dorky characters.
The locals?
They put the lady in 10 different scenes. She's wearing a Purina, like, quarter zip. She works for Purina. They hit you over the head with that.
No one does that here.
I was going to say, if they're going to sell me on it being in St. Louis, everybody's going to wear STL gear as if they're, tourists coming through.
They make sure
we all do our shopping at the gift shop.
They let you know in the first episode. She's like, I work for Purina. She's like, oh, how do you like that? And she's like, well, this is the national hub. So I actually work for Purina nationally, not just in St. Louis. And I'm like, it's like they're letting you know, like, we did some research, guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Purina, like, the arch is outside the window in every scene. I'm like, well, you can't see the arch from everywhere.
Oh, they do that? They put the arch
every neighborhood, the house.
But I'm like, it was almost that. I'm like,
the arch looms over the background.
They
every
almost
shot.
went that far to where, like, every shot out the window, you just see the arch.
It's a horror film where the arch is slowly following you everywhere you go.
Yeah.
What time of year is it?
It seemed like it was. There's time jumps in the first episode. You see the meeting, because the premise of the show is David Harbour is a sign language interpreter for Jason Bateman's weatherman.
Right.
He's the Steve Templeton of W whatever. And there's like a tornado, and it's first day on the job, and they bond over this, and then they become friends, and then there's like a 2-week jump, and then there's like an 8-week jump. So there's like jumps, and I feel like it starts in whatever tornado season, so I guess springtime.
So every other person would be wearing something cardinal.
Yeah, so it's like summertime into the fall. Because
I think out of curiosity.
I'm going to watch.
It was good. I mean, it starts, you see the relationships, you see them become friends. They're like dorky. He rides a recumbent bike. Like, they're just dorky dudes, and I'm like, I think people are mad about that too. Just everyone in the show is kind of a dork.
Well, just seeing him on that bike makes me want to watch it. Because it seems like a Tim and Eric skit that's come to life, and I want to see this.
And then, like, David Harbour's like a comic book nerd who cries while he reads Batman comics, and like Jason Bateman's a nerdy dude who rides a recumbent bike, and it's like, no one's cool in the entire thing so far.
I mean, Ozark isn't super flattering either.
No, but it's the Ozarks.
But
we like the
good
point.
Story.
But it's far enough away from St. Louis, we can be like, ha, we're not the Ozarks.
Yeah,
now
right.
Our chickens have come home to roost.
First this comedian insults us, and now we got, remember that comedian said we're all ugly here, and now we got this show. It's just...
But I will say they were a little heavy-handed on, like, he's like, the app is called DTF St. Louis, and they're making their, like, little profiles for it because they decide they're going to just explore. He's like, what should I say we live in the suburbs? He's like, nah, say the St. Louis area. That sounds more sexy. It sounds cooler. It's like, yes, he's like, should I say I'm into fitness? And he's like, so you care about your health. That way you're not lying. Everybody cares about their health. They're like trying to like make the perfect profile.
All right, well, to say no more. I'm gonna watch it, and I'll give my
it's
review.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But I will be the Purina.
Yeah, it will take you out of it.
Speaking of local apps, there's an old website that was stlpunk.com.
Yeah.
Was like before MySpace, before all that kind of stuff. Well, it's back.
That's awesome.
It's alive and well and come back.
That was like the billboard for bands. Like if you had a show to post. Yeah.
It's
cool
It was
stuff.
when I first moved here.
Congrats on bringing it back.
It was a big part of our network.
It was a thing. Well, who brought it back?
I guess the original owners.
Are you involved in any way?
No, I just found out through the grapevine, and so I got excited, and I was a big fan of it back in the day. And
Oh, well.
Sweet.
STLpunk.com. You can sign up right now.
All right. Let's do crap on. All right, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your crap on celebrities.
All right, we'll start right here. Christina Applegate put out a new memoir, okay? It came out yesterday. It's called You with the Sad Eyes. Learn talked about it last week, and it contains an embarrassing admission. Christina once ditched Brad Pitt. Yes, that Brad Pitt. Missouri Sound.
Missouri's own, yeah.
For Sebastian Bach. It happened in 1989 at the MTV Video Music Awards. She is the one that invited Brad. They were both still in their teens. She was a bigger star at the time. And Christina said, I spent all night staring at Bach, who was then a long-haired hunk fronting the band Skid Row, as we know.
He was a good-looking dude back in the day,
Super.
Sebastian Bach.
Quote, I hate to put it like this, but Brad back then was just still making his way as an actor, and he wasn't the Brad Pitt, the man of so many people's dreams. So while Christina was off doing whatever she was doing with Bach, she got stuck driving her mom home from the ceremony and said, apparently at a gas station on the way, Brad almost got into a fight with a bunch of gang members, and not surprisingly,
he had to drive her mom home.
Yeah, was subsequently very mad at Christina for ditching him and making him drive her.
So
mom
imagine
home.
this. So you're going to the MTV Awards with Christina Applegate, who is, she's Kelly Bundy.
Mm-hmm.
You're Brad Pitt. You're a struggling actor at the time. Yeah, listen, you're a good-looking dude. Fine. She ditches you for the lead singer of one of the hottest bands around.
Yeah.
And then you have to drive her mom home.
That's right. He was pissed at her. Apparently didn't talk to her for years.
I get it.
They eventually made their peace. Elsewhere in the book, she talks about having an abortion at 19 after getting pregnant by an abusive boyfriend, her years-long infatuation with Johnny Depp, and, of course, her battle with MS. Now, I found this story interesting and wanted to lead with it because, speaking of Sebastian Bach, Twisted Sister scrapped plans for that 50th anniversary tour after Dee Snider came out and said that he retired due to health issues. But the band will play several dates in 2026. Taking over vocal duties will be former Skid Row screamer Sebastian Bach.
That'd be interesting.
They even posted a video featuring Bach singing a version of their 1983 classic, You Can't Stop Rock and Roll. No statement from Dee on this, but looks like he's all good because he posted the announcement on his own Instagram.
Well, it's not any fault. Listen, he's sick. He said he can't do it.
Yeah.
So why should the other guys not go out?
This is cool. This is great. Everybody's happy.
Are they going to do a full-on tour? Did they say?
No, I have several dates. I kept looking up, and all I see is they will do several dates in 26. Dee announced his retirement a couple weeks ago, and Bach actually left a message in the comments saying, we love you, dude. Thank you for a lifetime of inspiration to us and all. You left it all on the stage. The price we got to pay for all the games we got to play.
Okay.
So he's taken over. Now, let's talk about Jim Carrey's new face. Plastic surgeons are weighing in.
Now, before you go on,
guy,
you saw the story, huh, Rafe?
I did, man. They're all over him, dude. What is up?
It is weird.
Well, you saw the pictures, right? You saw the pictures of him at the award show.
Yeah, I saw it.
I mean, it's startling.
Yeah, he's looking different.
Way different.
The clone conspiracy was going everywhere, and then it wasn't for whatever. Plastic surgeons are now stepping in to break down what's actually going on with his face, or what could be. According to the pros, this isn't just a case of a good night's sleep or a new skincare routine. People are saying that it does look like there's been some pretty major surgical work to explain his transformation. Fat grafting, fillers, and maybe a full-on facelift to tighten things up. The goal was likely to give him a more youthful, refreshed look, but the changes were so drastic and sudden that it fueled, is this the real Jim Carrey rumors?
Well, I mean, why would you go that drastic?
Maybe, like you said, he did it last Friday.
Yeah, and he had to be
and
on
it
that.
hasn't settled yet.
Listen, I'm sure he knows his schedule. I know, he was there to accept this award.
Now, he did come out and say that he worked on the French thing for months.
Why would you go so drastic? I understand tighten up a little bit, maybe a little Botox, smooth out some of those wrinkles.
Right.
But such a drastic change. A doctor's got to tell you, this is what your face is going to look like. I'm sure he went to a good doctor.
I'll ask him next time I see him.
I'm sure he went to a good doctor. I just don't understand why he would make such a drastic change.
Well, especially to that $1 million face. Someone who is known for contorting his face. Mm-hmm. When you start filling it, if that's what he did, I mean, wouldn't that...
I mean, his cheekbones are higher. His face is just so tight. Why?
Tight.
Why?
Moving on, there's no secret to Billy Idol and his crazy life, that he's just lived an intense life. There are some details coming out in that documentary called Billy Idol Should Be Dead. And honestly, a lot of people are saying it's jaw-dropping. In a recent chat on Bill Maher's Club Random podcast, the 70-year-old rock legend got incredibly candid about how he kicked his heroin habit. His method? He started smoking crack. When Maher
that makes sense. I mean, so you you give up one vice for another. What's worse, huh? The heroin or the crack?
I guess one, you're not injecting a needle, right?
I don't know. Bill asked if that actually worked, and Idol laughed and said, yeah, it worked. It worked. It sounds like a punchline, but Idol admitted that it worked for him getting off heroin. Heroin usually, means finding some sort of substitute, part of a much larger, darker history, obviously, that he's finally opening up about. And here's a breakdown. He was talking about near-death experiences. Back in '84, at the height of his fame, Idol nearly died from an overdose in London. He recalled turning blue while his friends desperately tried to revive him by putting him in an ice-cold bath and making him walk around on a roof. He had a brutal 1990 motorcycle crash that almost cost him his leg, and a role in Terminator 2. Between that accident and becoming a father, he realized he couldn't keep flirting with death forever. He considers himself incredibly lucky to have his brain still intact because of the presence of fentanyl being, something that would have killed him a long time ago had that been around. And these days he describes himself as, quote, California sober, hasn't touched cocaine in 20 years and officially takes pot pills, as he called them. But the drug addict persona of the 80s is officially a thing of the past. So I'm glad that he survived it and he's past all that.
Yeah, I'm listening to him on Bill Maher. It's a pretty interesting interview. I think he was supposed to be the T-1000 in Terminator 2. If you watch his video for Rock the Cradle of Love, he's in with a cane because of his motorcycle accident. Yeah, he really got messed up.
And that would have been a way different movie.
I know.
Speaking of interesting interview, you guys seen all this Billy Corgan stuff going around? And when I say that, I know that could be a multitude of things.
Is this the thing about rap?
This is the thing about, like the government or somebody hiding rock music. And he's like, I saw it happen in the late 90s. And if you notice that rock music doesn't dominate the airways like it used to, Corgan has this theory, a conspiracy theory. The Pumpkins frontman sat down for that Magnificent Others podcast, which I know you're a fan of, Ray.
Which is his podcast, yes.
Yeah. And he called it the Great Rock Dial Down. In 1997, he claimed that he witnessed a literal gravity shift around 97 or 98, where he says that rock was still pulling huge numbers, but MTV and the industry, quote, gatekeepers suddenly decided rock and roll was going to be out. He then argued that rock was intentionally swapped for rap and pop. While he clarifies that great music did come out of that shift, he believes, quote, standards and practices were suddenly changed to allow things in other genres like waving guns in videos that were never permitted for rock artists. Then he goes on and touches on the wild theory that the CIA was involved in reshaping the cultural landscape, and he admitted that it's above his pay grade. He insists that he saw the change happen with his own eyes, and then says that his biggest gripe is that rock is still one of the biggest ticket sellers in the Western world, but has zero or almost zero cultural representation. In his eyes, the industry purposely dialed it down and gave the ability to rock stars, less of an ability to rock stars to have a voice in society.
Okay, so grunge is around in the early to mid 90s, and all of a sudden, what?
He believes that there's a wizard behind the curtain that pulled the strings to tamp down rock and roll and its influence.
What do you think it could be, the industry where maybe rock albums cost more to make because you have to have so many instrument stuff, and with pop you could just do it with a machine?
I would love to know what his proof there is. I would love to know where he's getting this from.
I think the remainder of the interview, he said it's happening again. Like rap is starting to be buried, and pop music is now being pushed on youth. The pop music is now the cultural influencer. The people you see speaking out are Lady Gaga and Charlie XCX and Beyonce.
You know what? I'll be honest with you.
Post Malone and Jelly Roll are all pop music
Talking
stars.
to my daughter, what's big is country music.
Country music is huge.
Country music she is now into Megan Maroney.
Whoa.
Which that's the first time I've heard that in my house. I go, what?
For the first time ever, country artists, and specifically women, are sitting at the very top of two biggest charts in the world at the same time. Here is why 2026 is becoming the year of country music. The double #1 dominance, like Ella Langley's Choosin' Texas, has clawed its way back to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It's also her album, Cloud 9, just debuted at #1 at Billboard 200.
Album.
This is Ella Langley. I'm sorry, Megan Maroney's new album.
So Ella Langley has the #1 song on the Billboard Hot 100, and Megan Maroney's new album is #1 on the Billboard 200.
So she's winning on streams, but she also sold 78,000 physical copies, mostly vinyl.
Holy smokes.
Well, that's the whole thing is country music fans actually still buy physical pieces of media.
They also have Chelsea's Trailer Trash Tammy's management. It was WME was on the boat with us, and she is out in Nashville and represents a lot of huge country stars. And she's like, it's the only genre that still has a really strong connection to radio. Like radio still, country radio still is a major player in that space. Whereas, in rock and roll, they say like in rock and things like that, the radio has a diminished role as far as like the relationships with the labels. I don't know if that's true or not. You would know more about that than me, but she was like, country music radio is still very much entrenched.
Well, talking to Tommy,
because people still go there to like discover new artists.
Well, talking to Tommy, our boss, here at the Point, he's also the boss over there at WIL next door, and he says those country radio conventions are blow the rock ones and blow the pop ones out of the water.
Really? Yeah, I can't imagine.
Huge.
I can't imagine.
Huge.
Wow.
If you like rock and roll and you're looking to put your combat boots on and get out there, well, Sharon Osbourne has some killer news for you. She recently confirmed that, yes, the legendary metal festival Ozzfest is absolutely returning in 2027. It's been a minute since the last full-scale Ozzfest. The relaunch was confirmed with plans about a recent appearance, while she was appearing in France, and she said, yes, absolutely, we're going to do it. This will mark the first major Ozzfest event since New Year's Eve show in 2018.
So is it going to, I don't know if it's going to be a tour. Is it going to be like maybe Lollapalooza is now in one location?
Gotta be. It's going to be one of those summer camp things for metalheads. Her goal was always to give young, up-and-coming bands a huge stage to play on, describing the original festivals as a place for new talent. I bet you there is a new vision. It's not going to be a carbon copy of the old shows where they take it on the entire tour. I'm sure that they'll probably mix up the genres because that's what Live Nation likes to do. I'm assuming it might be one of the things that has 2 or 3 across the country and they sell 1 billion tickets and make $1 billion, which would be good for them.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's how it has to happen. Now, by the way, she did say that Ozzy gave the green light before he passed.
Oh, before. Okay.
Westeros is officially making the jump to the big screen, and it's not a small-scale spinoff. Warner Brothers is developing a massive prequel movie, and they've recruited some heavy-hitting talent to bring this to life.
So this is Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. It's the story of the first king. A movie is set up to focus on Aegon the Conqueror, the legendary Targaryen who united 6 of the 7 kingdoms and built the Iron Throne. It takes us about 300 years before the events of the real show. They are talking about a Dune-sized epic. A mammoth Dune-sized feature film is what they're saying. With Beau Willimon, the mind behind House of Cards, as the writer for the acclaimed Star Wars series Andor, and Andor was awesome. So this is going to be huge. I have no idea what the budget is, but they are saying Dune-size, which who knows.
That's big.
I mean, that was $1 billion on that.
Yeah, that's going to be giant.
If Nicole Kidman's acting career ever flops, she could always be a medical examiner. She apparently is pushing this new show, Scarpetta, which I guess comes out on Wednesday on Prime Video. But she said that she learned so much about the human body as part of her job as an actress for a couple different roles, including this one, that she studied with a medical examiner and, quote, I can remove all the organs. I can now name them all. I can remove the lungs. I can take out your liver and the gallbladder and the intestines. So she can do a full-on
So she could
autopsy.
She's like the ultimate person to have on a trip with you if you don't have a doctor friend.
Apparently.
Don't worry, I'm an actress.
Yeah.
I got this. Are there any,
I was trained for 6 hours.
Are there any, if there's a medical emergency, are there any actresses here?
Yes. We need you to remove
I'm an actress.
those airbags.
Get out of here.
And to close Crap on Celebrities, Netflix has made a cast announcement yesterday for the new Squid Game competition series starring 8 celebrity VIPs, is what they're
Okay,
saying.
here we go. Celebrities. Are we putting celebrities in quotes?
It's called Squid Game, the VIP Challenge. The VIPs are Ryan Surrant from Owning Manhattan,
Don't know who that is.
NBA star and Khloe Kardashian ex Tristan Thompson,
Okay, I've heard that name before.
Spice Girl Mel B,
She's in everything.
content creator Christy Sarah,
Finally.
Kim Zolciak from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Bachelor Nation's Hannah Godwin, Dylan Efron from The Traitors and Dancing with the Stars, and Viper from Squid Game The Challenge, Season 2, who won a fan vote.
Okay.
They are, quote, going to step into a high-stakes game and put their wit, strategy, and skill set to the ultimate test. Is anybody going to watch this?
No. I didn't even finish watching Squid Game, the series.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I was out. I watched the first half.
It wasn't bad.
I watched the first half of that last season, and I lost interest.
Oh, I thought that one was actually a little bit better than
the first season ended so well. I'm like, we don't need another one.
I agree with that, but it was just throwaway minutes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Moon. Celebrity celebrating a birthday today. Who is arguably the best soccer player ever from the U.S.?
Ever from the U.S.?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, man, let's see. I'm gonna go through the list. Tony
Bald guy.
Viola.
Bald guy.
Are you gonna say Alexi Lalas or somebody
Landon
like that?
Donovan.
That's him. I was right.
Okay.
Who's a more famous U.S. soccer player? I don't think I can.
Well, Donovan probably has the longest
I think
reach.
that's the guy, right?
Yeah.
Who's the one that from the late 80s, early 90s who was like the king of flopping? He had big, bushy hair.
Alexi
US?
Lalas?
Was that who it was?
Maybe.
And now he does the
Lorenzo
commentary.
Lamas.
Or Balboa.
Lorenzo Lamas, yes. So Landon Donovan is 44. Sonny and Cher's kid Chaz Bono is 57. Jason Newsted of Metallica, or formerly of Metallica, is 63. The boxer Ray Boom Boom Mancini is 65. Patricia Heaton, she was Ray's wife Deborah on Everybody Loves Raymond. She is 68. Emilio Estefan, the legendary Cuban-American musician and producer and husband of Gloria, is 73. And today would have been Catherine O'Hara's 72nd birthday. That's a bummer. All right, today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Summer Cummings. And today's birthday girl's been in 416 fine films, including 2001, A Big Bust Odyssey.
What number did you say? 400-something
416.
films? Wow.
She was abducted by the Anima Bandit. She was in Ass Aliens, Big Knockers 11, The Chronicles of Pain 2, The Anima Bandit Returns, Foot Therapy 2, Have Whip Will Travel, Mistress of the Whip 4, Silicone Sweethearts, and Hook Roll. In 1997's, oh boy, this one, Wall to Wall Water Sports.
Oh, boy.
I don't know what that's about.
Wall to wall.
Summer Cummings is 58 years old. That's your porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities.
A lot of people saying the most famous U.S. soccer player would be Mia Hamm or Brandi Chastain.
Oh, I thought you said male.
I know. I just said straight up.
Oh, well, we're all...
Yeah, maybe Mia
Time
Hamm.
to check ourselves, boys. Mia Hamm's definitely bigger than Landon Donovan.
Mia Hamm?
We just all assumed we were talking about the guys.
Or maybe
Mia Hamm?
Tab Ramos.
Or bad boys.
No. All right, listen, we'll take a break. We're going to come back, and we're going to play this Two Truths and a Lie game. All right, Scott, this is your time to shine.
Scott.
Scott, you can do it.
I want some enthusiasm out of you.
I am enthusiastic.
Sit back
My
down
time to
and
shine.
we're doing take
Well, I gotta
two.
answer
Sit back
the
down in your
phone.
chair.
Sit back in your chair,
Now
and I'm
say the
going to
thing
do it
again.
again.
Okay.
Guys, after the break, we're going to play Two Truths and a Lie. It's time for Scott to
Yay!
shine.
It's time for the
Heck
listeners
yeah,
to
dude.
shine.
It's time for the listeners to shine, too. So here's
It's
how it's
fun.
going to work. You're going to call, and Scott's going to pick up the phone.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have three statements, three one-sentence statements. Okay? Did you put a meat stick in your mouth?
You just
I gotta do it before I answer the phone.
What is happening?
I'm enthusiastic.
Just stay there for a second,
Meat
okay,
stick?
please? You can have three statements. Two statements are true, and one will be a lie. Okay, you're going to tell Scott your statements, and you're going to tell Scott which one is the lie. You guys will get on the air, and you will tell us what the statements are, and it's our job here in the studio, myself, Moon, and Rafe, to guess which one of your statements is a lie. If you could fool the majority of us, you win your choice of prizes. We've got Filter Finger 11 tickets, Can You Feel the Punk Tonight tickets, and Point Fest tickets. Okay? Again, two truths and a lie. Before you call, write three one-sentence statements about yourself, two true, one lie. Make the lie believable. You'll read them in about 10 to 15 seconds. We'll discuss, we vote, and if you fool the majority, you win tickets. 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. We will try this out next. I guess somebody from the Cardinals is coming by tomorrow to talk about the new all-inclusive plan they're doing, the all-inclusive ticket. So I think for some games, I don't know if you heard this, Rafe, for like $29, you get into the game and you get all you could eat. What, hot dogs, nachos, popcorn, fountain drinks.
Yeah, you get like
chicken fingers.
Your own concessions over there.
For $30?
Yeah, well, for some, it's dynamic pricing. So I'm sure like for like, $29, we'll get you into a Tuesday night Marlins game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like $100 for opening day or something like that. But you get your own concessions and you can grab up to 3 things at a time.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's kind of cool.
That is cool. I think for $200 on a Tuesday night, you should get in at bat.
Yeah. Well, they're just trying to get people into the stadium. It's a good idea. So I believe somebody in the marketing department from the Cardinals will be swinging by tomorrow to give us all the details on that. All right, today is March the 4th. Got a bunch of stuff to celebrate today. What are we celebrating? Punchki and International Pancake Day. You know what a punchki is?
No.
It's a jelly-filled Polish donut.
How do you spell that?
Punchki. P-A-C-Z-K-I. But it's an A with a little weird thing underneath it.
That's how you pronounce that?
Yes, I looked it up.
Wow.
It's pronounced punchki.
The name makes it even more attractive.
It is...
it's a jelly donut, man.
It's a jelly-filled Polish donut.
It's a jelly donut. I'm looking at it
whatever
right
it
now.
is.
It's a jelly donut in the
Punchki
hands
Day.
of a Polish gal.
March 4th. So March 4th, this is the only day on the calendar that's also a command.
March 4th.
March 4th.
Do it.
It's Marching Music Day. It is Hug a GI Day. It's Peace Corps Day. It's National Sons Day. It's Unique Names Day. It's National Grammar Day. It's World Obesity Day. So there's a bunch of stuff to celebrate today. Scott?
Yes, sirree.
How'd it go on the phones? We got people,
I think
people raring to go?
Good. Yeah, these are pretty good. We got
Okay.
some really easy ones and one
really
tough one.
easy ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
And
I
you have
think-
the answers?
Yes, I wrote them down.
Okay.
I printed them out.
Printed them out?
Yeah, I figure that's the easiest way.
Raring to go. Okay, let's try this out. All right, we're playing Two Truths and a Lie. Today's contest is sponsored by
Universal Windows Direct.
All right, so we got the phones all jammed up here. So we'll get you on the phone, and you give us 3 statements. 2 statements are true, and 1 statement is a lie. And we shall discuss here in the studio, and if the majority of us, well, if you fool the majority of us,
You win.
you win.
Yep.
Okay? So make the lie believable. Something that could totally be true. So we'll discuss, and if you fool us, you win. All right, let's try this out here. All right, James. James in Bonterre. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
All right, James. So you're the first contestant here. All right, give us your first statement.
Okay. I hope mine's not one of the easy ones that he was talking about.
Let's see.
So, I've actually won a prize from the station before. I've gone to see my favorite artist live. I've never picked up any band merch at a concert.
Okay, wait. So statement 1 is what?
I've actually won a prize from the station
Won
before.
a prize from the station. Statement 2 is?
I've gone to see my favorite artist live.
You've gone to see your favorite artist live. Not the band live, but...
Band.
Yeah.
Gone to see...
The band live? The literal band
No, his favorite
live
band.
in quotations.
No, his favorite band live.
Yeah, in concert.
Okay. These are very vague statements.
I've got mine.
Okay,
And his third one is he's never bought merch at a concert.
And you've never bought merch at a concert.
And his third one is he's a monster who hates bands and their livelihoods.
Who is your favorite artist?
Disturbed.
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 Okay. Disturbed. All right. That may.
Bang.
Killer merch.
Okay, James, don't say anything more. Okay, so statement 1, he won a prize from the station. Statement 2, he's gone to see his favorite band live. Statement 3, he's never bought merch at a concert. Which one do I think is the lie? Which one do you think is the lie?
Man, I think he's telling the truth about the never bought merch thing, which makes him a monster, but you know what? At least he's a good man for admitting it. Gone to see his favorite band, Disturbed. Kind of an interesting crossover between that and the ticket thing, which is why I believe one of those is the lie, because he's making a truth close to the lie to kind of hide it, if you know what I'm saying. I'm going to say that he's probably tried to win Disturbed tickets. He's still pissy about losing on whatever game, and therefore he has never won anything. I think that's the truth. So I think
never won a prize.
Never won a prize. We're looking for the lie?
We're looking for the lie.
Then I say he hasn't gone to Disturbed.
I think the lie is he's never bought merch at a concert. I think he's for sure bought merch. I think that's the lie.
You think? Oh, okay.
There's some wordplay here.
I think it's
Number one was what, James? Tell me again.
I've actually won a prize from the station before.
Right.
Oh, that he's won a prize.
So you're claiming that you have won a prize. I believe.
Oh, never mind. I take that. That's the lie.
You think the lie is he bought?
I believe he has won a prize. I believe he has never won. I believe I am with Moon. I believe he's a salty dog who's never won a prize from the station. That's because if he had won a prize, you would have seen Disturbed, because we give Disturbed tickets away about every 3 weeks.
Exactly.
And if you had seen your favorite band live, which you have, you would have definitely bought merch from that band, which I believe you have. Because Disturbed is here too often for me to believe you've never seen them and never made an attempt
and bought a
to go see
T-shirt.
them.
So
and if you saw them, you bought a T-shirt. And the fact that you worded the first one so weirdly that you had won a prize from us, I think number one is the lie.
You think number one is the lie? Because he says he never bought merch.
Number one is the lie.
But he also, number one was worded so weirdly that he's like, I have won a prize before. So he's saying he has won before. So that means we have to accept that if one is the truth, he has won a prize.
Which means he would have gone to Disturbed and bought merch.
And
Rafe and I are simpatico here. Like
I am
we
saying
are,
number one is the lie.
Yeah, we are on the exact same train. We've put it all together. The evidence is in. It's in there.
The truth pig is out of the trough.
What do you say?
I said the lie is he never bought merch at a concert. I think he has.
Okay.
Number three.
I'm trying to see if there's a poker face on.
All right,
Scott.
James.
No, I'm just being normal.
James,
King Scott.
Yeah.
What was yours?
King Scott knows the answer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It's three.
You guys
of us.
never asked me for advice.
Well, he knows the answer. James,
forgot.
which one is the lie?
I've never seen Disturbed live.
Never seen Disturbed live. So he fooled us all.
Yeah,
Fooled
that
us
was good.
all.
You've never seen your band Disturbed? Your favorite band Disturbed before?
No, the one time I got tickets, I was in the guard. I actually ended up having to leave for a little bit on that, so my best friend ended up taking my wife. It was in October for her birthday. He ended up taking her.
To the concert.
Yep.
And you've still never bought merch.
Wow.
Moon, I knew you were going to hate me for that one.
It's okay, man. It's
Hey,
okay.
it's fine. T-shirts are expensive. Maybe if you guys lowered the prices a little bit.
Oh,
Just
is that-
saying.
yeah.
Okay, hang on,
Bands are
James.
all every band's rich.
It's
so-
okay, James.
Well played.
There's a reason I have 6 jobs.
Okay, Chrissy. Hello, Chrissy.
Hi.
All right, Chrissy, what's your first statement?
I love to garden.
Love to garden. Second statement.
I have 2 dogs.
2 dogs. And what's your third?
I bought the house across the street from my mom and dad.
Okay.
I got it.
Chrissy, may I ask a question?
Yes.
Are you the Chrissy that comes here on Woof Wednesdays?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Oh,
So she's definitely got
And
2
that-
dogs. Definitely's got 2 dogs.
dang. Is that?
I think the lie is she hates the garden. Well, she says she loves the garden, but I really think she hates the garden. So I'm going to say that's the lie.
I'm going to say the 2 dogs. I bet she has like 5.
Oh.
Oh, you think this is a lie of she's?
I think she got more than 2
You
dogs.
think this is a little white lie in the middle of
That's
the truth?
right. I think
she
we're
sandwiched a lie and a
I think you're
truth.
sneaky.
Okay, so Moon says 2 dogs is a lie. Rafe?
I'm going to roll with you and say the lie is that she loves to garden. She seems, buying the house across from parents seems very specific, which rings like truth to me. I love the garden as a vague statement. I'm going to say number 1 is the lie. Chrissy hates to garden.
All right, Chrissy. Which one is a lie? Did you fool us?
I did. I have 2 dogs.
She does have 2 dogs.
Darn.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. My lie is that I have 2 dogs.
Oh,
I
she's got
only
2
have
dogs.
2 dogs. I fooled
You
myself.
have
How many dogs do you have?
Currently just 1.
Oh, okay.
fewer dogs.
It's amazing.
All right, so she wins. She fooled the majority of us.
You guys were right.
Okay.
Good job, Chris.
Andrew.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
All right,
What's
Andrew.
up?
Give us your first statement.
I was married in Hawaii.
Married in Hawaii. Okay.
I was slimed on Nickelodeon.
Okay.
Then I traveled the country as a competitive dodgeball player.
Now we're talking. This is a
This
good.
is a good
here
one.
we go.
This is the spirit of the game, not these little.
Okay.
I'm a little upset with Chrissy, and I like her.
I'm going to ask a general question, and I think this is allowable.
Okay.
How old are you?
35.
35. Is that too old?
Were you
Is that
slimed
too
as
young
an
to be slimed?
embryo?
Yeah.
Too young to be slimed.
Oh, he was slimed as an embryo on Nickelodeon.
Maybe too young to be slimed, but maybe right in the zone for competitive dodgeball.
Competitive dodgeball, I think, is true.
You think so?
I think it's true. I think the lie is slimed on Nickelodeon. I think he's too young to be slimed.
What if he's lived such a cool life, he has been slimed on Nickelodeon, and he has competitively played in...
They were only really doing the sliming on what,
dodgeball.
Double Dare?
No.
Kids Awards.
No, they did more stuff after that.
They were gacking and sliming people when Shaq was big.
I'm going to go crazy and say he
still
was
big.
not married in Hawaii.
Okay. Rafe, I'm going to say slimed on Nickelodeon is a lie.
I'm going to also say married in Hawaii.
You think that's a lie?
Yeah, I think this guy's got 2 big truths.
Cool life. I mean, he came out with bang, bang, bang. Here's my 3
All
things. He's confident.
Andrew, what's the lie?
I was married in Hawaii.
Got his ass.
Got you, dude.
That means
Dang.
you lose.
But I told him
You loses.
he's got to email us about this dodgeball
Wait,
career.
you were slimed on Nickelodeon?
Tell us about it now.
Yeah, my grandma used to work for Universal Studios, so I went to one of the shows there, and then I was surprised they pulled me away from my family. I was 7 years old, and it was either first grade or kindergarten, and yeah, they pulled me out there and slimed me.
Pretty awesome.
That's
It is
rad.
extremely
awesome.
cold and not very comfortable at all. You have to take a shower afterwards.
And you played competitive dodgeball?
Yeah, I traveled to Oklahoma, Memphis, Chicago. I won the Missouri Show Me State games when they had it. So
Oh, that's pretty
Yeah.
awesome. All right. Thank you, Andrew. All right, Travis.
Those were great.
Yes, sir.
All right, Travis, your first statement.
I had eggs for breakfast.
Okay. Next.
I'm on my way to elementary school.
Next one.
I'm wearing black shoes.
Whoa.
He's wearing black shoes.
Just switched.
He changed one? Did he change one?
Yes.
You want me to do the one you said? I like
You
prime
goof
rib.
nut.
Well, did he change the lie? Or
No.
did it matter?
It doesn't. This won't matter.
He said no. Thank you. Now we know it's one of the first 2.
Okay, we'll just go with those. What he gave
If
you,
it
the
didn't
2.
matter, why even say anything?
Say again. What were the...
Eggs for breakfast, elementary school, and what's the third one?
I like prime rib. Is what I heard. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we know he likes prime rib.
Elementary school. What time is it right now?
Judging by
It's 8:18. I know that they start last, but if he's a educator of some sort or something, unless you're...
I think he's in elementary school. Just from the exchange he had with King Scott, I think this man has gone back to elementary school. He is on his way.
Is your name Billy Madison?
I think he didn't have
William.
eggs. I think he didn't have eggs for breakfast.
William Madison did not have. I think he had
I think he's an elementary school teacher.
Fruit Loops.
Do you think it's a custodial services? 'Cause,
No, it could be a
why else
teacher.
would you be... Teachers ain't going there at 8:20.
What time does elementary school start?
Around now, but
Okay, he could be on his way. He could be sitting in the
no,
parking
he's
lot.
late. He's late. No, I'm gonna say elementary school. It don't make no
Late
sense.
for homeroom.
Rafe, what do you say?
I think the eggs is the lie.
Okay, I think the eggs is the lie too. What's the lie?
I have not had breakfast yet.
Oh, he hasn't had breakfast yet.
What you do at the elementary school?
Drop my kids off.
I dropped his kids off.
No,
You're
All right,
done.
well,
I didn't even think
Travis
about
didn't
that.
win.
Travis, you're done here.
Justin,
More sense.
Yo, happy birthday, Rizz.
thanks, buddy. What's the first statement?
I am 6'4" tall.
6'4". Okay, next one.
I have a 2-hour commute to work.
2 hour. Damn.
I hope that's the lie.
One way? 2 hours?
One way.
One way? Oh, dang, man.
And next one.
I broke my arm over somebody's head.
Ooh. Broke arm over somebody's head.
Yeah, good luck.
Okay, so.
Dude, I'll tell you what. Listen to his
6'4"
voice.
person.
He sounds like a gosh dang operator.
Hold on a second. Justin, how'd you break your arm over somebody's head?
I was in a car accident. And there was a passenger. I was the driver.
Okay.
Is he jogging?
He
right
went
now?
to stop short, and their head went
That
through his
head
arm.
went into their arm.
What size T-shirt do you wear?
You listen to his
No
voice.
more questions.
Like, listen to his voice. I mean, he sounds like an
Not supposed to be
operator.
asking questions.
He sounds like a tall
Oh,
fella.
I thought we could ask.
He sounds like a tall
No,
guy.
we're going to discuss amongst ourselves.
All right.
My dad was 6'4". Well, he didn't have this guy's voice, though.
I'm going to say the broke arm is a lie.
I'm going to say 2-hour commute.
He does sound 6'4". He does sound 6'4".
What if he's 5'2", and he's like, gotcha. Gotcha both.
Well, when he said he broke an arm over someone's head, that's spoken as a true tall man. Only a tall man would use the term over. Everyone else would say on somene's head. But he looms over people so often that is the term.
Yeah, but now we said the car accident. That changed.
It's a little bit of detail that he had real quick.
Still,
You're saying the car accident.
I'm saying the broken arm is.
I'm saying 2-hour commute.
Me and
Okay.
you, buddy.
All right, Justin.
Yeah.
What's the lie?
It's... My commute's only 30 minutes.
You can't fool us.
That was
The
good
Rizzuto
reasoning.
Detective Agency.
Great job on that reasoning.
Got him.
All right.
Man, I will say Moon's been correct, I think, on all these,
I knocked
right?
a couple.
Yeah.
Well, I think I knocked a couple people out, but
All right, final one.
not
Brian.
everyone.
Now, we all missed number one. He got us all.
Hey, good morning. Happy birthday, Rizz.
All right, Brian, what's the first statement? Thanks, buddy.
All right. Religiously, Die Hard is a Christmas movie, I believe.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
What did you say about a Christian smoothie?
Die Hard is a Christmas movie, 100%.
Okay, Die Hard.
Christmas
He
movie.
believes Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, number two, I fell in love with a chick in a wheelchair.
Okay, fell in love with a chick in a wheelchair.
Number three, I'm a part-time sheriff in Fort Myers, Florida.
You're a part-time. I'm sorry, say that one more time. Part-time.
I own a part-time share, like I went into.
Oh, you have a
a
timeshare. You have a timeshare.
A time
I thought he was a part-time sheriff.
That's what I thought too.
And I go, hell yeah, dude.
He's
let's
part-time
talk about
sheriff.
it. You're
That'd be
Steven, is this
awesome.
Steven
Timeshare.
Seagal?
You have a timeshare in Fort Myers.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
timeshare.
Okay. So he believes Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Yes, that's just a fact he gave us.
He fell in love with a chick in a wheelchair, and he's got a timeshare in Fort Myers. Kind of all over the place.
What floor,
Rafe?
What floor is the timeshare on? I don't know. I think that as much as I want this one to be true, we all know Die Hard is a Christmas movie. So that is just a universal truth that is being told. Because he's from St. Louis, a timeshare in Fort Myers is almost as biblically true. That is St. Louis's Miami or Cancun, is that Emerald Isle. I think he fell in love with a wheelchair is the lie here. I
Okay,
think the
fell in
big
love with a
one's-
woman in a wheelchair.
I think that's the big lie. I hope it's not. I hope I'm wrong.
Moon?
I think the Wheeler and the movie are true. I think he's heard this timeshare ad that we've been running for so long on this station. He's been thinking about it, and he needed something, and timeshare is on his mind. I think he is not a part-time timeshare.
good
I
logic.
believe that one too. I believe he may own a timeshare, but not in Fort Myers. Probably Destin or Gulf Shores.
Oh, you think he's just throwing details?
Yeah.
Oh, this is another
okay.
detail fudge.
Yeah, I think it's a detail fudge.
That's possible. He could have gotten me on that.
Brian,
Gonna get you, buddy. We gonna get you.
what's the lie?
God, gonna get you for that.
The lie is a timeshare.
Timeshare. lie.
Man,
you can't fool me.
Sorry, Brian.
Moon. Yeah, except for the first one, I think.
All right.
Got us on a technicality.
Wow.
I think James hung up accidentally, so he was our first winner, so he's trying to get back on the phone. All right.
Feeling good.
We took it out for
Feeling good.
for a run. Maybe next time a little more salacious as far as truths and lies go. But all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
For a maiden voyage,
Not bad.
Something.
not bad.
Not bad. Well done.
Yeah, James, if you could email kingscott at 1057thepoint.com, that'd be the easiest way.
All right,
King
email,
Scott.
Yeah, email Scott back. He's in the Schreier text line. You know what I love? Videos of car wash mishaps.
Oh, yeah?
Inside the car wash.
Where would you rank that with your favorite escalator fails?
It's up there. I mean, it's top 10. Man, I wish there was a video of this. A rancher in Goldsboro, North Carolina, had a nightmare experience when a simple trip to the car wash turned into a total disaster. So this guy, Kyle Corbett, it's a cautionary tale basically for anyone with a pickup truck. So Kyle had bought a reel of high tensile wire the night before. I guess he was fixing some fencing to keep the cattle in.
Oh, no.
So he had all this wire on the back of the pickup truck. And he admitted he usually doesn't use that specific truck for work. So when he went into town to run some errands, we'll go to the bank, he's like, I'm just going to run my car through the wash. You forgot he had that wire.
And was this on a spool or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he decided to run through the wash real quick, and even though the attendants checked his truck for safety beforehand, they missed the hazard. So as soon as the wash started, the rotating brushes snagged the wire, and he says all hell broke loose in a matter of seconds. The wire just didn't tangle up the machine. It whipped around and, in his words, beat the hell out of the car behind me. Can you imagine?
Oh, man.
He described the noise as something like a war zone. And, I guess the lesson here is don't go in the car wash with, wire on the bed of your truck.
Oh, my gosh. What a nightmare.
That's embarrassing. But also, I mean, technically he's at fault, but is the attendant? Like, are they responsible?
I don't know. If you work at a car wash.
Checking that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, if you work at a car wash and,
I thought you said it checked.
A pickup rolls through, is it your job to make sure?
I guess you should.
Because think about, yeah.
Whoops.
Oh, that's a bummer.
All right, let's get to some emails. RizzShow1057thepoint.com.
All right, we'll start with this one. Guys, we got an email from a listener named Billy who says
Billy.
that he's never going back to a particular place in Fairview Heights. He and his wife have 5 kids. They had 5 coupons for free kids' meals from a particular chicken place.
Okay.
They decided to use them to save some money. They ordered 2 adult meals for themselves and used the coupons for the kids, dropping the bill from $58 to $22. That's a great deal.
Okay.
When they got their order, they noticed something insane. Billy says, quote, they changed the name on my order from Billy to Jew, J-U-W.
That's not how you spell that.
Joe.
J-U-W?
J-U-W. He thinks the employee was calling him a Jew because he used coupons to save money. He says even the girl at the second window seemed caught off guard by the screen. He didn't get a receipt, so he says he has no proof, but he is furious. Is this the most offensive fast food moment ever or just a massive misunderstanding?
Wow, that's a bold move on the part of the employee.
What did he order?
$58 worth of chicken meals, and it came down to $22 because he had a whole bunch of coupons. 5 coupons.
5 coupons.
Huh.
So the employee wrote Jew on the, but spelled Jew wrong.
All chicken?
All chicken. Well, this is a fast food chicken place that Rizz loves. Let's just put it that way.
I do. Not Raising Cane's.
Oh, okay. Is this place open on Sunday?
This place is open on Sunday.
Okay, all right.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, no, you already said it.
Oh, wow. So is it offensive? Yeah, it is.
You think somebody meant to be offensive but misspelled
Jew. Yes.
Wow, okay.
So you're
His
saying
name is
somebody
Billy.
not that bright did this?
His name is Billy. Why would it say...
I don't know, maybe there was like some sort of coupon code or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
But he says that even
Why is the coupon code Jew?
listen. I'm just trying to figure out what this could be.
Use promo code Jew.
What?
This is terrible. No, it's JUW.
Yeah, it's different.
It stands for Just Undercooked Wings. I think we need to do a different promotion, Ronnie.
Chris says it's odd.
You never use my ideas.
Is it odd that they allowed you to use more than one coupon at the same time? Yeah, I guess so. I think that's a bigger issue here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the real issue here.
Right.
You're allowed to use more than one coupon at the same time?
It's kind
What's
of awesome.
going on over there?
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah, that's a nice place.
And it could, if it is an abbreviation, what a horrible...
Yeah, what a mishap.
The misspelling makes me feel like there could be some sort of... I mean, yeah, it does track that the most ignorant among us would not know how to spell
Well, yeah,
a
maybe this
three-letter
person
word.
didn't know how to spell it.
But I hate to say this, I don't think any fast food cashier cares about any of this stuff.
Yeah.
They're just ringing stuff out. Are they actually judging anybody for coupons or any of that? I don't think
There's
so.
no way, right?
I don't think
I
so.
don't know. I was thinking when I was in the service, McDonald's, a lot of weird stuff went on there.
But did you care about any of it?
No, but I mean, what's the tip situation? I could see somebody...
There's no
this
tipping.
Is a
No.
drive-through.
No
This is a
tipping.
drive-through at Raising Cane's.
He says it's a chicken clan. What was the name of the spot?
I just said it.
The Chicken Clan?
You said it. Raisin Canes.
Oh, Raising Cane. That's, well, also, let's see here.
Listen, I'm going to go ahead and say the only thing that I can extrapolate from this is that they take 5 coupons at once. That's pretty awesome. That's
Well,
actually a
if
point in
you're
my book.
offended, contact the general manager over there or the manager over there and see
$60
what's going on.
in,
Maybe,
$60 in chicken for $22.
what a bargain.
What a bargain.
What a bargain.
As slippery as the skin may be.
Ain't nothing wrong with using a coupon or 5,
That's
okay?
a win-win.
That's pretty sweet.
That's
to be
pretty
honest.
tight.
5 coupons almost makes it worth eating a wet sponge.
That's exactly
Hey,
what
I'll
I'm
let him
saying.
call me any name if I can save that kind of money.
You got 5 kids. You got a family of 7. You don't care what kind of food it is.
Listen, we have somebody very important on the phone with us. Jen, are you there?
I am. Good
Hi.
morning.
Hi.
Happy birthday, Rizz.
Thank you. So, Jen, you are the co-chair for the 24th annual NAMI Walks St. Louis. Now, for those who are not familiar, NAMI is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. So,
Correct.
And so the 24th walk is happening on May 16th down at Creve Coeur Park. Why is this walk so vital for the St. Louis community? And explain what NAMI does.
Sure. So NAMI is a nonprofit organization. We're dedicated to improving the lives of children and adults with mental health conditions and their families throughout the St. Louis region. NAMI Walks is one of our primary fundraisers that we host every year. As you said, Creve Coeur Park, May 16th. And this is a great way for us to come together as groups, individuals, teams, and really spread awareness and advocacy for mental health conditions and let people know that they are not alone.
And every dollar raised for NAMI Walks stays right here in St. Louis, correct?
Absolutely. It helps fund our no-cost education, support groups, advocacy programs. Everything that we put out is all funded by fundraisers like this.
Yeah, so tell the Rizzuto listeners out there exactly what these funds provide for everybody struggling with mental health.
Sure. So NAMI offers a wide variety of resources. We have support groups. We have programs in schools. We have a local program that we do called CIT with our local police enforcement and those types of folks. There's something for, I will say, everyone, whether it's a family that's needing help, an individual, a group, a workplace. We have NAMI in the workplace where we can come and talk about how to get folks talking more about their mental health and what they can do to improve it.
Okay, so last year, St. Louis, and this is crazy, St. Louis was number 11 out of 250 NAMI walks across the country. So number 11, which is a massive flex for our city. How about that? How did we manage to raise over $273,000 and beat our goal?
Well, a few ways. I'm so glad you asked. Last year, we had almost 1,500 people come out to Creve Coeur Park and walk with us. That was about 140 teams. And then we have some amazing sponsors. So, like this year, our presenting sponsor is the Doherty Foundation. We've got premier sponsors like Bristol Myers Squibb, the Bruning Law Firm, a whole myriad of other sponsors that really make this happen. Community groups come out. We have booths for them to really showcase how they support the community as well. So really it is our community, and we all love St. Louis. We're great to rally around a cause. All of us coming together and just being together, making the park green, and talking about mental health and how we can come together to help encourage mental health for all.
So again, it's May 16th, Creve Coeur Park. It's not just a grind out. It's not just a grind out the miles walk. It's a festival. So what's the vibe like? What's the vibe like it's the Tremaine Shelter in Creve Coeur Park that morning? What's the vibe like over there?
So we have a band that kicks off, which is great, get everybody energized and moving. There's a DJ that plays throughout. Folks are milling around, visiting the different sponsor booths and community groups. The dance lines are always fun to watch when everybody gets out on the dance floor. We have families, pets. There's a whole pet contest that people can participate in as well, so they can showcase their furry friends. It really is a party. It's a great time for a Saturday morning out at Creve Coeur.
Yeah, the dogs is that a new thing this year? So it's Paws In for Mental Health. It's a pet contest.
Is. Absolutely. Well, this is year 2 for the pet contest. We started it last year. So folks can go on our website at namistl.org, and under our walk page, they can sign up for Paws In for Mental Health, and they can post a picture. They can talk about why their pet is important to them in their mental health, and then people can vote for their pet and help raise some funds that contribute to the walk, as well as showcase their favorite beloved pet.
And you know what's great? It's like a choose-your-own-adventure thing. So you've got a 1 mile and a 2 mile route. Is this something the not-so-athletic among us, like some of us on the show, can handle?
Oh, absolutely. You can do the 1 mile route. You can double it up for the 2 mile route. You can just mill around and check out all the sponsors and the booths and the food and the band. Really, it's whatever floats your boat that morning. We're just happy to have you. There's no cost to sign up. Obviously folks do sign up teams and they do fundraising, but this is an inclusive event, so there really is no charge to sign up if you just want to join us.
Well, the goal this year is 275,000 plus. With the growing demand for mental health resources, how close are we to that number? And how can a single person or a small group of friends make a dent in that?
Well, just showing up, of course, makes an impact. Contributing to the fundraising, encouraging sponsorship, those types of things all help us reach that goal. Today, we're sitting at, I think, about 58,000 raised. Not everything has been put into the system yet.
Right.
We're well on our way. We've got, I think, 250 participants signed up, and we're about 75 teams. So we are well on our way there. And I know with your listeners and our greater community coming together, we're absolutely going to blow that goal out of the park.
Right. Yeah, we're still early. Again, it's May 16th. So if somebody's listening right now, in their car, with their earbuds in right now, they want to start a team with their coworkers or family, where do they go and what's the first step?
Sure. They can go to namistl.org or namiwalks.org. Super simple. All the links are there. They click, they register. You can pick a fun name for your team. You could just keep it your name, whatever you want to do. And from there, we will communicate with you and help you get started. If anybody needs any assistance, they can just contact us, again, through the website, and we're happy to help them get going.
That's awesome. If somebody's on the fence about coming out on May 16th, what would you say to them?
I would say it's an amazingly good time, and mental health is important to all of us. Most of us have a personal story about how our mental health affects our day-to-day. And by coming together to have a great time and be comfortable in talking about our mental health, what better way to spend your Saturday?
It's a worthy cause, and give the website one more time. We'll throw it up on our socials as well.
namistl.org/NamiWalks, or they can simply go to namiwalks.org.
All right, awesome. Well, hopefully we'll get a ton of sign-ups today. And again, the event is May 16th down at Creve Coeur Park, the Tremaine Shelter. What time is everybody going to be there in the morning?
We officially start about 9 o'clock in the morning. Registration opens at 8:30, and we usually wrap up by noon.
It's not. See, that's a great.
easy.
Yeah. It's not
Perfect.
too early. It's perfect.
And you're outside.
You're outside, and sunny. We're gonna say it's gonna be sunny. It's gonna be sunny.
Of course it will.
Sunny Saturday morning at Creve Coeur Lake. That's amazing.
It's a beautiful place.
All right, Jen. Thanks for calling in, and good luck with everything.
Thanks so much, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
There she is. Jen, co-chair for the 24th annual NAMI Walks St. Louis. Again, get yourself signed up. We'll put all the details up on our socials. All right, 2 more emails, Boone.
Okay, let's go to this one, guys. We have a listener named Jeff. He says Rizz is the first person I thought of on how to handle this since he's kind of a prick.
Me?
That's what he said.
Okay, that's fine. Who, me?
That's what he said. Jeff's wife is a hoarder. Hoarder.
Wow.
He says the house looks like an Amazon warehouse and the rooms have been stacked floor to ceiling with unopened boxes. While she was on vacation, he rented a dumpster and cleared out 2 rooms. She came home. She freaked out about the wasted money, quote, including a $200 mixer that she never used. And she's now sleeping on the couch surrounded by her pile. Jeff is done. He's filing for divorce. That was the last straw. Here's the question. He wants to serve her papers on a specific date to teach a lesson.
Oh, my God.
Should he, A, serve her on her birthday, or B, serve her on their anniversary? Rizz, he leaves it up to you.
Oh, man. Okay, so he's getting divorced.
Man.
This is happening.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
you in the 3 paragraphs, you went from paragraph 1, the hero of the story, paragraph 2,
You're kind of a D.
you're kind of a D, to paragraph 3,
You're a
now
monster.
everyone's rooting for her.
Yes.
Yeah, no kidding.
Exactly.
That was quite a villain arc we went on just now.
So, Rizz,
Okay.
help the villain decide how to end his world.
Now remember, you are a hoarder.
I am not a hoarder.
Dude, you're borderline.
What do you mean?
Your basement room, when you've got a little bit in you, you got a little bit of the dragon from Lord of the Rings in you, man. Smaug.
I have radio station T-shirts, CDs, and old air
CDs,
checks.
dude.
Which you refer to as precious.
Yes, they are precious.
How many freezers?
I'm not getting rid of my CDs.
How many freezers?
These are my
I have
treasures.
2 freezers at home.
Okay. How many refrigerators?
I have 2 refrigerators at my home.
Freezers is just for T-shirts.
I have a
T-shirts.
freezer full of meat, okay?
This is my 7 Mary 3 CD I've been saving.
What I would do, from one prick to another, I would serve the papers on her birthday, wrapped up in a gift box.
Oh, golly.
I would get a giant box, and then I would do a littler box inside that one, and a tiny one in that one, and then keep going until you get to the end, and it's the divorce papers.
Wow.
I wouldn't use boxes because she doesn't seem to open them.
Yeah, but if it's a gift.
I think she does open them. She keeps the boxes.
I got something for you, and then you open it. Oh, it's another box inside the box, and then another little box until you get down to the divorce papers.
This sounds like a job for the breakup gorilla. I will say, you didn't ask for our advice. You asked for Rizz's, but I will pepper it with this. If you really want it to be, if you're going for maximum prickage, the birthday is the move, because your anniversary is not going to mean anything to her anymore.
On a
anyway.
broken relationship.
On a broken relationship. Right. But her birthday is every year. It is a thing people continue to celebrate regardless of their relationship status. And every year on her birthday, she will
always remember.
Inadvertently have a memory of the fact that you sent the breakup gorilla to her house with a singing telegram. And
as what, in the end, by the way, will be the greatest gift she's probably received in a while. Is
and
a divorce
can't throw
from
it out.
you.
Yeah. It does sound like this needs to happen on many levels. And I get the hoarding thing. It's tough. I'm going through it a little at my own home. I had empathy for you in the first paragraph. You lost me. You lost me halfway through.
Oh, that is amazing.
Yeah, I do appreciate the spirit of the prickdom.
Brutal.
Brutal.
I mean,
Brutal, dude.
Wild.
All right, next.
I heard this morning that Rafe was talking about being invited to the Blackfoot Reservation. In high school, I went on a week service trip to Montana, that side of the reservation, and I had some extremely interesting conversations with people and had the elders come talk to us about their culture, their history, and their traditions. If you are contemplating going, you gotta go. 100% recommend going. It was an incredible experience, and I've always wanted to go back.
Now, Rafe, if you missed earlier, Rafe was invited to go up to Montana, meet with the Blackfoot elders to become a member of the Blackfoot tribe.
Which is, ironically, what I was told. Like each white trash kid and this happens, I was talking to people from Texas on the cruise, same thing. You get told that you're a certain percentage Native American because I think when you grow up like white trash, they're so void of culture that they want to cling to something, and it's always. Usually it's Cherokee. Sometimes it's Apache but I was always told I was Blackfoot, which made it very.
You were actually told you were Blackfoot?
I was told I had a great-great-grandmother named Granny Baskets who was full-blooded Blackfoot Indian. That is the lie. That is the, I know.
From Montana. She lived in Montana.
Listen, man.
What are these crazy people?
And there was history of someone they called Granny Baskets somewhere but I don't think she was blood relation. I think this was like a third wife, a weird uncle took in the 1800s or something. I don't know. That was the lore in my family. So the fact that it is Blackfoot is very cool. It is the actual tribe.
Why do Southern Illinoisans?
It's Missouri.
It's Missouri too, because my dad claimed his. I think it was like a great grandma or something.
Regardless of truth or not.
Yeah.
Claim Native American ancestry.
Yeah.
My dad was told by somebody that he was 16th Cherokee or something.
Yeah. Why Native American? Why?
I was invited specifically to the Piikani Nation, which is located in southern Alberta. That is where I was invited. There are different nations up there. There are the Blackfoot Confederacy is the Montana and Alberta area, and it straddles the border of the United States and Canada. I was invited to the Alberta side by the Piikani Nation. That is one I will be going to. I'm going to have to rectify some. I wonder if here's what I want to know, because I have DUIs in my past, and Canada it ain't real cool about that.
Oh, getting
but
up there.
do I even, if I enter the reservation on the Montana side, that's a sovereign state, right?
Yeah.
So Canada can't stop me from going into Alberta.
I think there's a whole bunch of Boy Scout stuff that.
Or is that or am I wrong?
And you can cross the border via the lake. You can have to canoe yourself.
Okay,
That's cool.
Can I just say that this was not a thing where I grew up. Nobody really claimed Native American ancestry.
Well,
from New York.
Well, it's because y'all got other things going on.
New York, your identity is I'm from New York.
Yeah.
I'm a New Yorker.
I'm
from
Italian. Sicily.
A pizza.
From Sicily.
No, nobody claimed any.
I'm from New York. I'm 50% rat and 50% a slice of pizza.
Nobody claimed any weird ancestry.
I don't know why, man. There is some sort of rite of passage of being a poor white that somewhere everyone gets told that there is Native American lineage, and I think it makes you feel like you belong or that you have some sort of culture to cling to.
It's a culture. Mm-hmm. We don't really have much going on down here. What is the culture of Southern Illinois?
I don't know. They like to hunt. I think there's some sort of connection with the hunting and the fishing and the hunter-gatherer. I don't know what it is, but I bought in so hard when I was a kid.
And half the things around you are named after, Shawnee.
But what other culture can you cling on to?
I.
African-American culture? Clearly you can't.
Well, yeah, and not
clearly
here.
you can't.
But wait, back up one second. You're telling me that everybody up in New York that's all, claiming all the Italian stuff, that's all verifiable? I mean, maybe I bet you there's a lot of people up there talking half Italian too, and when they probably don't have as much as you think they do.
Usually if you have a vowel at the end of your last name, that's pretty much...
That's pretty much what?
A sign. You don't question.
But, you don't question. We didn't question this stuff here. Once a grandfather told us that, you were part something... Choctaw, you go, well,
you could prove it by going to somebody's house. If their mom makes a good red sauce and good meatballs,
that's how you know.
Yeah, that's how you know.
What are you
that's
talking
provable.
about? Okay. No, I'm asking for real. Have you ever considered that? Have you ever thought about maybe in your area?
It's something you don't lie about.
Lie? Are you calling our grandparents liars?
Once 23andMe became a thing, yeah.
Yeah, that outed people.
That outed a lot of people.
It was also like a way, it was like nothing discernibly provable about it. And dude, here's the thing. I bought in so hard as a kid to my Native American ancestry that my room, when I was like 11 years old, was like 9 dream catchers. I had a ceramic sculpture of a Native American man in a headdress holding up the skull of a buffalo. I had an oil painting of a buffalo hunt. I had a lot of I was like, oh, this is cool. I was really like happy and proud that I had this like heritage, and I thought it was cool, and I couldn't wait to find out and more about it. And then as time waned on and you grow, you're like, wait a second, I know how percentages. I learned percentages at school today. 25% is 1/4, which means one of my grandparents that I know that I have spent the night at both of their houses would have to be full-blooded Native American, which I think I would notice.
Jada says, from Southern Illinois, always told I have Cherokee blood in me. Turns out it was just my grandma trying to prove that she's not racist.
Yes.
Okay, exactly. That's hilarious.
Oh, man.
It's our grandparents. I got black friends.
Yeah. I can say it because I'm Native American. No, you still can't say it, Grandma. It's still bad.
Yeah, I think it
is. That's a good point. I wonder if that has something to do with it.
It was one of them quick protective things to say, and then they just kind of ducked out, and then here we go.
And it's hard. Before 23andMe, it was hard to prove.
Yeah.
Well, impossible.
You got to take my word for it.
Yeah, so-and-so told
I had
us.
someone message me earlier in the show on Instagram and say, Native American thing, I have so much to say, I'll make it quick. My grandpa always said he was part Native American, started his own club, came around to elementary schools to teach people about Native American culture.
Oh my gosh.
Had people believing it so much that my mom had his portrait in the headdress tattooed on her.
Oh,
so he wore a headdress, whole thing.
Oh, my God.
Mom got the tattoo. As I grew up, I did some family tree research, and obviously 23andMe came around because I had my doubts. But the concrete proof came after he passed. We were going through all of their things. I happened to find a bunch of documents and letters between him and the government, with the government basically saying, nah, bro, stop sending us this. Please stop sending requests for Native American verification. It has been proven several times you have 0% Native American blood. But yeah, the thing from him looking at it, it'd be easy to believe he was Native American. He had a little bit of dark skin, and he really leaned in, and people believed him, and he did a lot of good. She's like, he went around and educated and like made people aware of Native American issues, but 0%.
That's crazy. All right. I'm just flash forwarding. I'm just flash forwarding.
That's Napoleon Dynamite.
You gotta
in my
find
mind,
a hobby.
15 years. Somebody goes up to the Blackfoot Reservation and going to meet with an elder, and Rafe wrapped in.
Gosh.
Rafe.
So silly.
Wrapped in leathers.
Wrapped in a pelt.
Yes.
Comes out.
I turn.
Hello, brother.
You look familiar.
You're meeting with the elders, and Rafe comes out. All right. Listen, we got to take a break. All right, welcome back to the program. Joining us on the Rizz Show hotline, Mr. Chris Kerber. Good morning, Chris.
Morning, everybody. How are you?
I know it's early for you, 7:15 out there in Seattle.
Yeah, the time zone got me already, so I've been up since like 5. I was hosed today. That hasn't happened in a while, but that's okay.
How's the weather?
Hey, this is going to shock you. It's raining.
Oh, okay. It's raining here too. So, yeah, it's all doomy and gloomy here too in St. Louis. So it's the same.
All right then.
It's the same. Well, Chris, the trade deadline is Friday. Okay, and is this team going to look drastically different Saturday?
Listen, I still believe, and actually Friday night when we play San Jose, actually, I don't know why the NHL schedules games on trade deadline day, to be honest with you. But, listen, I still think it is going to. At the same time, I was, just thinking about it this morning. I'm like, we're 2 days away from the trade deadline. The Blues have known the position they're in now, I think, for long enough. And we really, the fact that we haven't seen any moves, actually this morning at this point kind of surprises me that this is actually going down to the deadline. So it tells me that there's been a lot of interest on some some players. It tells me that the Blues want to see just where the market is right to the end. It tells me that the players that, at least reportedly, there seems to be interest in are players that the Blues don't have to do anything with. There's no rush, no need. So if a package doesn't meet their needs, you just continue with the players. So, my gut says I'll still be quite surprised if it doesn't look drastically different. But I am surprised that it's taken this long to get some of these pieces moved, or that some teams have waited this long to come up with certain packages.
Well, I mean, you know better than anybody. The two big names, on the Blues that are being bandied around. It's Kyrou and it's Robert Thomas. Now, there's a lot of talk about quote nuking the roster and moving everyone over 25. Have you heard that one?
Yeah, listen. Well, I've heard them all. I've heard them all. So here's I'll lay it out here this way for you. In my opinion, there's several ways that this is going to go. Okay, and this is what makes it, to me, maybe the most interesting trade deadline we've seen in a long, long while. And even more interesting than the trade deadline when you traded Tarasenko, O'Reilly, and those guys. And the reason is this. There are moves to make. If they decide to move on from a Robert Thomas, a Jordan Kyrou, and 1, 2, both, whatever, there are moves that could set this retool that they've been in. I think it sets you back where it could extend that window where it may take you another couple of years to get really good, right? Mm-hmm. At the same time, so that's one aspect of it. There's another aspect of it where you just trade. Is it a Justin Falk? Who's been reported to supposedly have a lot of interest? Is it a guy like a Sundqvist and a Falcon? There's just kind of some medium tweaks to this roster that aren't massive changes, but changes nonetheless. And that's the other option that I think that it has. Now, I believe that the Blues have to be very careful, and I think the fact that no deals have been done at this point show that they've got to be very careful about what direction they're planning on going in here, because the reality of it is when you have a year where everybody seems to be off, it's a difficult year to evaluate. And you have to decide, hey, is this just an off year, or is this who we are? And that's the hard part that they've got.
Some analysts are saying, Jordan Kyrou could be the steal of the deadline because his shooting percentage is uncharacteristically low this season, meaning his trade value might be at a temporary dip compared to his 30 goal potential. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, no, because I believe that the St. Louis Blues look and say this is a 3-time 30-goal scorer, right? And probably would have been fourth if it weren't for some injuries. So, to me, I believe they flat out look at it and say, you may think that, but this is where the cost is going to be. And if you don't match it with this player compensation, we're going to keep the guy, because the reality of it is the reason that those two guys would be so sought after, Rizz, is the fact that
they're good.
That 1, they're young. 2, they're good. 3, their contracts are actually quite reasonable. So you put that in there. There's a reason that would be there. I think that this team definitely needs some kind of core adjustment. And the reason I say that is I look beyond just this year. I look at 3 years of slow starts, 3 years of similar play at times. And I look at certain things looking the same despite 3 different coaches, in the mix. You get the bump with the new coach like we saw with Bannister initially that almost got him to the playoffs. We saw with Jim Montgomery got him into the playoffs, right? But then it's drifted back to the norm. But here's something else I also firmly believe. This is a non-negotiable to me. You cannot have a roster of just 25, or years old or younger players. You have to have veteran players to bring them along. I believe Doug Armstrong knows that and believes that firmly. Same with Alexander Steen. So to me, if you're going to tweak the roster, could it be somebody like a Braden Shen, possibly, that kind of thing? But there still has to be veteran presence around here. And which one gets moved? I don't know if a team by the deadline is going to pony up enough to get a Robert Thomas, to get a Jordan Kyrou, right? I do believe there are other moves. Like I said, Falk, maybe Sundqvist. Could it be a Pius Suter? Are there other things in there that are possible, right? But again, the only thing that gives me hesitation right now is the fact that I really thought we'd see some moves by now, and we haven't seen it.
You know, I always find it crazy that, you know, these rumors start, and then they're being specific with teams. Like, it's Robert Thomas to Buffalo. It's Kyrou to either the Islanders or Montreal. This is a weird one I saw, too. I don't know if you saw this one. It's a potential swap involving Brady Tkachuk from Ottawa in exchange for both Thomas and Kyrou. Have you heard that one?
Yeah, well, again, heard them because they're just rumors that you see on the internet.
But where do these things start?
People just put them out there.
Okay.
People literally just put it. Like what happens is, and especially in today's world of podcasts and all that stuff, talking heads, will go. And then what you'll find is reporters like Jeremy Rutherford and stuff, they'll actually spend a lot of their time debunking things than they will kind of promoting things, right? Mm-hmm. Like, is this true? Is this happening? And here's the one thing I know, like, you're not getting any leaks from the St. Louis Blues. Like, Doug Armstrong has this thing locked in tight. So other teams may say, yeah, it's there. Now, what happens is you start to look at situations, and people sit, and like the big thing right now, because of Team USA, the story that a lot of talking heads up in Canada are talking about right now is the fact that, Canada's response to losing that gold medal game, is that enough to chase Brady Tkachuk out of Ottawa and Austin Matthews out of Toronto?
Right.
Okay. And why would they want to stay and, that kind of stuff?
Enemy territory, right?
Right. Now, here's the other thing. Brady Tkachuk's got a couple years left on his deal. He's the captain of the Ottawa Senators. He's the heart and soul of that team without a shred of doubt. If you ask me to handicap, and I have not talked to Brady, I haven't talked to Keith, this is just my opinion on it. Like, I actually don't see Brady Tkachuk finishing that contract out in Ottawa. I see him. I see it very similar where at some point he's back in the States. Now, when and how and where does all that happen? That's why when you get those kind of reads on things, that's why somebody says, okay, well, is Dallas really happy with Jason Robertson? They got to decide whether or not to extend him, and they haven't done it. So now Jason Robertson's available. Well, what kind of player could you get for Jason Robertson? And it's the same thing that people think, okay, well, if Robert Thomas is available, and the Blues are doing a job, right? The way to look at this, honestly, the way to look at this would be like this. You go car shopping when you don't need a new car, right? Because if you don't like the deal, you don't feel any pressure and you walk out, right? Okay. Where the Blues are with guys like Thomas and Kyrou and some other guys on the roster is people are doing car shopping when the Blues don't have to go buy a new car, right? There's nothing to say that a deal has to be done now. You could make a trade in the offseason. You can make a trade early next season. You got these guys under contract. So that's kind of how I look at this right now. But what happens is when you say somebody like Robert Thomas is available, okay, well, it's going to take a pretty big haul to get him because of all the factors involved.
Well, and
then you start to look at what teams have it.
He's got a full no-trade clause, so he literally has to say yes for anything to happen.
So Robert Thomas, Jordan Kyrou, Colton Parayko all have full no-trade clauses. Okay, so you're right. Any deal that comes through, Doug Armstrong has to go to them, and say, what do you think about this one? And if they say yes or no to it, that kind of stuff. And what typically will happen is a general manager will go and say, look, we are going to listen. I'll keep you, you're going to see your name in some rumors. I will keep you, in the loop as much as I possibly can here. And that's what will happen. We've already seen where, Torrey Krug turned down a trade. Braden Shen turned down a trade. Tarasenko had a trade request a couple years ago, but he had a full no-trade clause where he controlled where he goes, and this is what players earn. So on top of everything else, it's not just can you find a deal that you like. It's got to be a deal that you like, and then the player's got to be willing to go there. Now, guys like Jordan Binnington, Braden Shen, Justin Falk, they have modified no-trade clauses, and the team can be different for the team number can be different, but on average, you might say, they've got to give Doug Armstrong 15 teams that they do not want to be traded to, and then Doug could trade them to the other 16 teams. So that all plays a role in this, and that's what complicates things. On top of just making sure that you can also make a trade and stay in the salary cap.
Well, I tell you, it's going to be interesting next couple of days. Tonight, you guys are up in Seattle playing the Kraken. It's a 9 o'clock start, and Robert Thomas has been activated, from IR, so it's a couple chances for scouts to see him healthy before the Friday deadline.
Yeah, he played a really good game, had a goal and an assist in Minnesota.
Yeah.
It's good to see him back in there. Robbie Fabry was put on waivers. Minnesota wound up claiming Robbie Fabry.
Yeah.
So his NHL career will continue in Minnesota, and we'll see how it goes. It's a difficult time for players and teams right now because, especially when you've had the kind of season the Blues have had, you are fully anticipating like teammates walking away. And look, I mean, when the trade deadline comes and you got a game that day, it's one of the wildest things I've ever seen. Like, you want to talk about playing with emotion. I mean, shoot, 2 years ago when they traded, 2 or 3 years ago when they traded Oscar Sundqvist, we were literally on the plane about to take off for a 2 o'clock flight. The trade deadline was at 2 o'clock. And all of a sudden there's a buzz, and Oscar Sundqvist and Jake Wallman get up from the back of the plane and have to leave the plane because they had just been traded to Detroit.
Yeah. Well, that's the business you guys have chosen.
Yeah, that's right. That's the life they've chosen. That's exactly right.
Chosen. All right, Chris, have a good call tonight. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys. Have an awesome week.
All right,
see you next week.
They're great. Chris Cover, everybody.
Chris.
Rafe?
Yes?
I think it's your time to shine right now.
Oh, Lord.
And you know what, Rafe? I think maybe it's time for a super important sports report.
Oh, we haven't done one of these in a while. It's time for the Super Important Sparts Report. And the Super Important Sparts Report is presented by Chuck's Hot Chicken with 5 area locations. Chuck's is the locally owned hot chicken spot, voted best fried chicken sandwich in Missouri. Let's go. Big 12 goes full. Tron, Aries, boom, whap. Down at the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City, the Big 12 unveiled a brand new digital basketball court, basically the first hardwood that needs a software update. The LED floor can be replicated to any Big 12 team's home court and lights up when somebody drains a 3 or throws down a dunk. That means when Kansas hits a shot, the Jayhawks celebrates. When Texas scores, the floor changes to Longhorn colors. When the ref blows a bad call, a dimensional portal opens up and the floor sucks them into the 7th circle of hell. It's 50% basketball, 50% Vegas Sphere, 100% The Matrix. Somewhere the ghost of James Naismith just crapped in his peach basket. What?
Have you seen this thing? It looks awesome.
It does look awesome.
It looks pretty awesome.
Look it up now.
Yeah, it looks great.
Moving on.
I want to see if you can make this through with your voice, by the way.
Tammy's Pontoon Vibrator Pinewood Derby, the cruise ship classic. Release the Kraken. Out on the high seas this week for Tammy's Pontoon Vibrator Pinewood Derby, held aboard a cruise ship with custom-built 4-lane tracks straight out of the NASCAR bachelorette party. Competitors stepped up to the board, picked their device of choice, selected the vibration setting, low hum, medium rumble, or earthquake mode, then placed it at the starting line to buzz, wobble, and inch its way toward a checkered flag. The early favorite, the Pink Torpedo, shot out fast but veered sideways like a shopping cart with a busted wheel. Meanwhile, Captain Clambeard took a steady approach on lane 3, creeping forward with the patience of a chess grandmaster and intermittent pulse setting. But the upset of the night, the Love Tug 3000, a 15-inch double-sided dildo that was definitely not street legal. Loose Lips Lenore dialed it to leaf blower and shot it down the track like an Acme rocket on a Wile E. Coyote cartoon. It crossed a checkered flag and broke the sound barrier while the crowd of sunburned tourists and confused bartenders went absolutely bananas. Final result, Love Tug 3000 takes the title and the only trophy in sports powered entirely by AA batteries. WAP! Literally WAP. W-A-P, WAP. Moving on. Mizzou takes a rough ride in Norman. Not great night for the Tigers. Oklahoma 80, Mizzou 64. The Tigers turned the ball over 16 times, which the Sooners spit on that thing and happily converted into 25 points like a crypto bro cashing in hot to a coin. One bright spot. Mark Perfect Night Mitchell went 6 for 6 from the field for 17 points, which is impressive, considering the rest of the team was shooting like they were wearing blindfolds and oven mitts. Mizzou trailed 35-26 at halftime, and things only got uglier from there. The lead balloon passed 20. Faster than you could say M-I-Z-Z-O-U. They got a 10 seed, which means you ain't going to win the tourney. What? Moving on. International Flip Cup Championships. The International Flip Cup Championships erupted last night with Team Chug Life battling defending champs, the Sudson News. It was chaos, cups slamming, tables rattling, and borderline alcoholics suddenly becoming physicists trying to calculate the Pythagorean theorem. MVP honors go to Brad Two-Sip Peterson, who downed his drink and flipped the winning cup in a smooth rotation like Patty Mahomes' spiral. Final score, Chug Life wins the world title, and Sudson News just gets a hangover. Whoop! Moving on, Profar suspended, the longest season ever. Big trouble in the MLB for outfielder Atlanta Braves Jurickson Prednisone Profar. After he proved that MLB stands for mysteriously large biceps. He had been suspended for the entire 2026 season after testing positive for performance-enhancing drugs for the second time. Under MLB rules, that's 162-game suspension, meaning Profar will miss the entire year, the postseason, and roughly $15 million in salary. Thankfully, he doesn't have anything in his system that will make him rage out and lose his temper. Profar smash! Whoop! Moving on. Rock, paper, scissors, Las Vegas Invitational. Bright lights, big money. The final showdown. Steve Scissorhands Martinez beats Darlene the Boulder McGraw. Round 1, rock crushes scissors. Round 2, paper covers rock. Round 3, tension thicker than the casino carpet. Martinez fakes rock, switches to scissors. Snip. Scissors cuts paper in McGraw's throat. Whoop! That concludes the super important sports report.
All right, you did it, pal. Nice. Nice job. All right, one final break. We'll come back and wrap her up.
I think I'm going to pass away.
All righty, that is it for us. Whole show back together tomorrow. Learn rejoins us. And, yeah, everything will be right with the world.
Yay.
All right, if you missed anything with the program, make sure you check out the clip of the day brought to you by Michael's Flooring. Also, the podcast brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. And today's podcast is titled...
Plays with Ding-A-Ling on a Ship.
Oh, okay. Moon, what else?
May 2nd, Can You Feel the Punk Tonight? 2 shows and a VIP experience. This is the celebration of the music of Disney done by a 13-piece punk and ska band. You don't want to miss it. So get
Horn
tickets.
Section.
Everybody.
Everything.
We got 5 horns. Can you feel the punktonight.com or thepageant.com or 1057thepoint.com.
All right. King Scott.
Yeah, get your calendars out because at 3 p.m. today, for 1 hour, I'll be live streaming on TikTok, King Scott Rules, and then also tonight, 8 p.m. YouTube, Climb Us to the Rescue.
What are we streaming tonight on TikTok?
The TikTok one? Yeah. Well, I'm still working on that play. The big play.
The big play.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, the Western kick play. Yeah.
3 o'clock TikTok, so this afternoon, and then tonight with Columbus.
Yep.
All right. Rafe.
Secrets. I am not. King Scott has allowed me to say that I am playing the Funny Bone still on Easter weekend. I think the same way, did we give away all the tickets while I was gone? I'm trying to get a few more into Kitty for games and stuff this week, but you can get them right now at stlfunnybone.com. All Easter weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We're going to party, special guests, special Easter surprises. So get your tickets and come out.
Is Jesus coming?
I can't neither deny nor confirm. No one knows the day or the hour, so I'm told.
Yep.
Fellas, correct me if I'm wrong.
All right.
100% correct.
Start it out there.
All right.
All right. We leave you with a selection from our Teamers Member of the Day brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill. From Wentzville, Tanner Salah is our team.
Yep.